Hello. Can you guys start talking?
Hi,
Yeah.
we're back, everybody.
Trying to fix some technical issues with the sound quality. So you guys can hear us and we can answer all questions and whatever
Right.
we need to do to keep y'all happy.
Okay, it sounds a lot better.
Alright, awesome. We're here to go. Awesome. Good job, Victor.
Woo! Tech. Okay, so let's I just went live again. Let's see. We can. TEPS underground. Oh, people are starting to switch over. Thank you all so much.
We're slowly working on stuff.
Yes, we will get it right.
We're slowly working on stuff.
Yes, we will get it right.
Oh, that sounds so much better.
That's a lot better. That is definitely a lot better.
I think that was the first one.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that was so
Okay, I got it on my phone. It's loading.
I need to get it on this one so we can see
Hey,
the
Loretta.
comments coming in.
Oh, that's so much. That's a lot better. That is definitely a lot better.
You got it pulled up, May?
I'm trying.
Go to your Facebook and then go to.
I've got it.
Okay.
I had to get it to reload. There we go.
There we are.
All right, there we go.
Okay, and then can you see the comments? There's, I think, over there.
So not in the same way it looked last time. There we
All
go.
right, there we go.
Awesome.
Loretta!
Hi.
How you doing?
There we go. Wow, Facebook has a real horrible delay.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it has a delay on there.
So we're gonna actually have to rewatch when we're done.
Yes. Hey, I like that. We'll watch it on YouTube.
Yes.
All right. So, take two. Welcome to TEPS Underground.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back after a message from our sponsors. We had some technical issues. I think we are clear now. We switched to a different microphone. So, TEPS Underground. This is the episode where we talk about what the cameras did not catch. In this episode, we are going to cover some shout-outs to some folks who have been absolutely wonderful that we've networked with along the way. And we're also going to give some of our personal experiences from the last 3 episodes. So we're going to talk about the Randolph investigation where we teamed up with Culprit Paranormal. We're going to talk about Crab Orchard. And we're going to talk about Jamestown, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then,
I don't know why people are like, why are they laughing?
exactly.
It's all in things work.
So let me just jump right into it. Oh, and then after we get done with that, we're going to pull our raffle to see who's going to be tagging along with us come December about the Randolph investigation.
Yes, good luck to all the
Good
people.
luck
that
to everybody.
entered.
Thank you all for entering, too. We had such a good turnout. We got some good ticket amounts. And best of luck to everybody.
Yes.
So shout-out time. I want to give a shout-out to Culprit Paranormal of Radcliffe, Kentucky. They were gracious enough to network with us. It was kind of last minute, but they invited us to Randolph County Asylum, and that particular investigation, we assisted them. Megan and I went out. It was a great opportunity to network with another group, learn different tactics, and get to meet a bunch of nice people. We really enjoyed working with you all. From the bottom of our hearts, you guys are absolutely amazing. Speaking of Randolph County, our team didn't get to go because of work life, but
Right.
we're planning on sending them in there and hoping to see what they catch.
Yes.
Are you guys stoked?
Yeah, I'm really stoked, and maybe people are gonna think I'm probably narcissistic or something, but I can't wait to get to one of the holding cells.
Right?
I think I might have a better connection there.
Right?
Very possible, very possible.
Are you excited, Angela?
Yeah.
I am, and it's funny because, I don't know, after this last experience at Jamestown, kind of taught me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than I really ever had experienced personally. So, I'm anxious to go. I'm anxious to be able to be in a different setting.
Exactly, and that's something that I can't wait to see how these two react to it and the rest of our crew, because normally when we go to places, we go with the mission at hand, and we're going to a house, we're trying to figure something out for a client, and we're taking that backstory, that experience that our clients feel that they beautifully trusted us and explained it to us, and then we take that thing. And then we kind of tackle it from that approach and try to see is there something physically that can cause harm at the location, or is there something paranormal? And if there is, can we bring these tools in and try to explain it, try to prove it, to give them some peace of mind, or try to at least get answers. Going to a place like Randolph County Asylum, there's no clients involved. It's kind of just like investigate and see what you get.
And thank God for you all, that you all have actually been, so we kind of, as far as tech and setup and everything of that nature, we're not going in blindly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is key.
That's a good point.
It's key to having a good investigation and stuff, being able to know how to do all the tech work and stuff. And if we're having issues like with the microphone, you fixed it really fast.
Woo!
Awesome. So we're up and running again very efficiently and fast. But yeah, I think it's going to be crazy, going to this investigation over here in Randolph County Asylum. Looking forward to that one. But Jamestown, that blew my mind.
Right. All right. But no, it definitely excited. Big shout out to Culprit. Thank you for inviting us. We appreciate you. Another shout out to Megan's manager, Samantha Pitts. Thank you for letting her off last minute.
Yes.
So basically, to give the viewers an understanding, Culprit reached out to us the day
Thursday night
to
go
Friday night. So we found out about 11 o'clock, and Megan was able to reach out to her super duper duper cool, wonderful, extremely awesome manager, and was able to work some stuff around with the crew to be able to let her experience it, because it would have been really weird and sad and lonely for me if I had to go by myself. So I'm thankful that I got to go with Megan. So
take one for the team.
Exactly. from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Next shout out.
Akashic awareness.
Akashic awareness. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm bad with words. Everybody will agree to that.
Very much.
If you all are in the E-Town area, this store is right there past the Big Lots. If you see Big Lots on Sycamore Street, and you go a little bit further past, there's like the Chinese restaurant. There's like a laundromat.
All the way at the end of the parking
All the way
lot.
at the end of the parking lot, there's this building. And the folks that run that place are absolutely wonderful. They're a wealth of knowledge. They bring your positive energy to the door. You got questions about anything, they got it all. They got it going on. highly recommend you check out their website for their services. They also have so many unique products. Almost anything I can think of, crystals, candles, any type of like spiritual healing, energy thing that you could probably think of, they got. They're great people, they're great staff, and once you meet them, you're gonna fall in love with them. They're great people.
Yes, that place, they are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing. They make me feel absolutely at home as soon as I walk through the door.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing that I noticed too. It's like when you, it's almost neat to, like, the clients, right? They're telling us these unique stories, and it's great that they don't get ridiculed and they fall in love with us because they're like, oh my God, these people aren't making fun of me. They're not calling me crazy.
Right.
And they listen. And then us as paranormal people going to a location and being able to talk about stuff, and then they go, oh, I get you. Did you think about it like this or that? So, absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much.
Never ridicule or make fun of anybody with what they've experienced, because I've been through, in some of my worst days in life, have witnessed things and people didn't take me seriously. And it made me feel so bad that I didn't want to talk about it. Now I'm part of a group, and we get to meet new people with, similar experiences or different types of experiences, and we can all talk about it, and nobody's making fun of each other. We're all comfortable with dealing with it and talking about it, and I love being able to do that.
Yeah,
being able to connect
amazing.
with other people. So
you're absolutely correct. Yeah, and that's and the great people, great place. Also, got to give a shout out to Carnes. Am I saying that right?
I have no idea.
C-A-R-N-S.
That's what I think it
Carnes
is.
Dentistry. On a personal note, I broke a tooth, and the folks over there got me in, and I've been to the dentist before at other places, through all walks of life. What made this place different for me was they didn't treat me like an in and out and don't bother talking, shut up and let's take care of you. It was like they explained everything along the way. They made me like fully understand what was needing to be done, and they kind of took care of like every retrospect. And it wasn't like I just had a good experience with one person there. Every single person that I had the opportunity to interact with was wonderful. And then all the way to where they sent me to the specialist that covered within my insurance. They set that up, got me that same day appointment over in Louisville, and root canal, but they took care of me. And then immediately when I came back, they took care of me again. So, great group if you need some dentist work done. Shout out to everybody that follows us. There's a lot of people that work within our group that hits us up. They're great resources to talk to. They explain so much stuff to us. Like there's some people who are like super interested in the paranormal and they ask good questions. There's people that are like experienced in the paranormal and they hit us up with a bunch of stuff. Who can give me a name real quick?
Dan Howard. We love you, dude.
Yeah, thank you. I've had good long talks with him, and he's a wealth of knowledge. And that's the thing is like there's so much stuff in this field that we can utilize, learn, and it's so neat in this particular field that you could tell when somebody's so excited about this stuff and so interested in this stuff, they want to share. They want to pass that knowledge. They want to help. Like it's so amazing when other groups want to help us grow, and we're thankful because again, like for us, like our biggest like goal is just to help end like the taboo around the paranormal and help people come out and be comfortable to say, there's something going on and I don't know what, can you help? And that's what we do.
Right. And as you know, as a case manager for a group, you know, when I reach out to people, you know, I share my own personal experiences with them to make sure that they don't feel like I think they're crazy, you know, because I want them to know that I know what they're going through, you know. I want them to feel understood, and, you know, and the more that we, I can't really say dabble into, but the more experience that we get, and, you know, and the more things that we look into, you know, the more we're going to be able to help our, you know, our clients. And, you know, and I love being able to connect with them and being able to, for them to, it's like almost a sigh of relief when they just open up and start telling me everything, you know? And, you know, it makes me feel wonderful because, you know, I'm able to connect with them on such a personal level.
No, exactly. No, and that's where it comes down to is like, it's so beautiful to help. It is, and it's like some of the stuff is really scary, and when you don't have no one to be able to go to and say, hey, because like there's no, like sometimes your friends or your family are there for you for like so many other things, but then sometimes when it's like you talk about the paranormal, it's like psh, seeing ghosts, it immediately goes into like this, like I don't believe it 100%.
Right.
But I think it's great. I think that paranormal groups that do this for free, that's another thing that we live by. We don't charge for these services.
No.
And that's one thing is that we want to help. You don't pay the police department. You don't pay the fireman to come out and put out the fire.
Well, I mean, you do with your taxes.
Yeah, but we will eventually make money on different avenues, selling like equipment and hopefully once we hit a certain threshold, raffle tickets, because we're going to be doing that all next year, and then
Hopefully on YouTube.
YouTube. Eventually, YouTube's going to monetize our stuff, so more to come on that. But we don't charge the clients, and we are so thankful to talk and be able to have you, the fans, and our clients that we've met. We're so thankful for each and every one of you. You all always will have a special place. Angela, Rodney, and myself will always be available to reach out. I see it. And we just appreciate you all so much. Also, our two other members, Misty and Dave.
They were not able to join us.
They weren't able to join us today, but they're here in spirit. Woo! We're thankful to have them to the group. They add a special little uniqueness to our team, and that's the thing we notice is we all mesh well together. But I guess to that point, we got a question, right? Is that what you're pointing at, Megan?
Yes.
On the Connect thing, why is it the figures move rapidly so fast? We can all take turns. I think for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes they don't move quick, but other times the device is shooting these lasers out, right, and it's trying to pinpoint where the body is. So like if I'm standing up, it's trying to match the grid. And sometimes when there's nothing there, it's trying to match that grid, but if it doesn't see that properly, it's trying to compensate. And it's going, no, you're over here, you're over here. And that's the weird factor, is if we're shining this thing down an area and there's nothing there, and then all of a sudden something's kind of jumping around, and then it disappears, but then throughout the night it doesn't show back up, or it comes back in and it stays there for a while, and we're able to maneuver and test it, then that tells us, well, does that mean ghost? Maybe. Does that mean that this piece of equipment picked something up that's clearly not there and that we've tested before and it doesn't pick up stuff? It adds to the puzzle. I think this is their equipment, so Explain, team.
You go ahead first.
Me,
I'd rather be happy, not right. Not play guard.
Smart man.
Learn that somewhere one day.
no, that's, as to what you said, Victor, I feel the same way as far as that equipment. And if people have noticed when they watch some of the Connect footage, there are a giant, like a ton of lasers that shoot out of that Connect camera. And that's what generally maps the wireframe of your body. So, we've had several experiences with the Connect camera where it has mapped out a full figure, and it's like some of them are more skilled than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them go very sporadic at times, from sitting position to standing position to we've even had them back up the wall.
Yeah.
But it's it's hard for with all the lasers that generally shoot out of the Connect camera. We don't know exactly what it's mapping out,
And we've proven too that you can use the same piece of equipment and point it at something, and if it thinks it matches a body frame, it projects it.
Yes.
Like a pole.
Like a pole.
Yes.
Not just like a flat pole. I mean, like if you see the Randolph footage, we kind of were, when you can successfully replicate something, and that's the thing in this field, is we do stuff over and over and over again, and we save you from the boring stuff on the show, so we cut up all the highlights. But like if something comes up, we're like, okay, let's do that again. All right, let's grab this other piece of equipment and do it again. Okay, let's trade places. All right, let's send the girls in. All right, just guys.
Right.
Upgrade though, the Connect, so the mobile is on 360. We have an Xbox One that's stationary.
Yes.
And what I noticed with that one is, which you all haven't seen this yet, because we're working on that next episode, but Dwayne, our client, got to bear witness to that, and that was pretty stationary. That thing that came up on the couch.
Can't talk about it. We haven't
Stood
went
still.
over it with him yet.
I know, he was there. But to answer your question, it varies. Sometimes they move real quick, sometimes they stay still. It kind of gives us a point of reference to put our other equipment there and ask questions. Because each tool will lead to something else. In the end, we're trying to get an answer, so we're trying to get voices. And if I'm alone in a room and I'm not catching anything, but if I have this device with me and I see there's something in that room over there, well, I'm going to walk over to that room with my other equipment to see if I can kind of get an answer or get something to say. So it's a piece to the puzzle. I think there's more.
It's not showing all the comments. Stan Howard just joined and said hi, everybody. He said howdy, folks.
Hi. Eventually, one day, we will meet you in person.
Yes.
Not just get to talk to you.
Yes.
Okay, so, but thank you all for everything. That's the shout-out portion of this episode. So I think we'll go on to the next. So as you're aware, we talk about our previous episodes. We've been a little behind because of work, jobs, family life.
And too many investigations back to back.
We had a rush of investigations back to back to back to back. So.
And we're booked all year.
And we're booked for the rest of the year. My goodness. So, we're gonna bring up the last 3 episodes, which was when we teamed up with Culprit to go to Randolph. Tell you about some of our personal experiences with that. Then when the team regrouped with Crab Orchard, we helped the client try to figure out what's upstairs. and then we'll kind of lead into Jamestown, which was probably very, very, very unique because that thing hit everything on the paranormal spectrals.
Paranormal, crime scene,
the whole shebang.
everything imaginable.
So I guess I'll talk real quick about the the inside scoop on the Randolph County, the TEPS and culprit tag team. So we got a last minute call from Culprit Paranormal of Radcliffe. They had some opening spots. The way that these places work is you have you rent the building and you're given X amount of slots, and if you don't fill those slots, you're just out. And so they had extra seats, and so they invited us. The place, if I could tell you, it blew our mind because when we got there, it was massive. And so it's really cool to what Angela was saying earlier. I'm thankful that I got to get the run of the land because now when we go back as a team, I'm going to be able to tell them we're going to have a quicker setup. Because for us, what took a while setting up was trial and error. Oh, there's no electricity on this half. All right, let's go back downstairs, go get some electrical, run wires. Which room is it? My goodness, it's gone. So, I think having that experience of knowing how to set up is going to be very helpful to us. I think the biggest thing is just understanding the size of that place. Yeah, I think for me personally, and I think I even talk on Megan's behalf, it was a lot of exercise.
Oh, yes.
And heaven forbid you forget something and you're halfway down a corridor and you're like, oh man.
And a lot of stairs.
A lot of stairs. It was neat. What I loved about it was more, and I can't wait for them to experience it. It was more like, here's what the records, they take you on a tour and tell you the whole history of Randolph. And they explain everything and tell you all about everything. And after you go on the tour, you have all the stories, which rooms had which people living in it once upon a time. And it's so nice because you get the names. So that's always a good thing to have is a name. Whenever we go into investigations, we always ask, are there any names associated with the property? Is there anything that you know of? Because then that gives us something to go, hey, so-and-so, are you here with me? And it kind of forces an interaction. But yeah, Randolph was just really big, really uniquely, it was just creepy because it was so huge. A lovely place, a great history.
We
and
did
then
not get to investigate it
as
much
well
as we would have wanted to.
Yeah, because it was kind of go through, walk through, do your thing, leave, walk through. And for the TEPS side of things, it was just with just me and Megan, it was, because Megan does behind the scene camera investigation. And so it was really just my face representing TEPS. So what I noticed is without the crew, because they bring an extra spark to it, and we could play off each other's strengths, and it was almost impossible without them here. So that's why I'm looking forward to December 6th, I believe.
Yes.
Cool.
December 6th, most definitely.
Welcome back,
Okay.
Patricia.
Okay. Now, I was watching. She said it was buffering. Anyone else?
Yeah. So
sometimes
you all
issues.
know, Facebook is. We have really good internet here, so. But Facebook is definitely probably getting hit hard because we started it early. This is probably a prime time hour for a lot of Facebook servers.
Yeah, so it's gonna.
So there's probably going to be like buffer and delays. Like we even see a delay on our side when we're watching the live feed on our end.
Yeah.
But episode was that 3 was Randolph County. It was broken up into 2 parts. Part 1 gave you all the quick rundown, the history of the tour, and then part 2 was like the brief summary of that tour and straight into the investigation. So if you had any particular questions, definitely let us know, and we'll try to answer those. The episode 4. These guys were back in action. Work was not in the way. We actually got to reach out to a client.
Yes.
You want to jump in on that one?
Yes. I reached out to, that was our crab orchard investigation, and I reached out to the client, and I always make sure I set enough time aside, you know, when I want to contact one of our clients, because, you know, I don't want them to feel rushed. I want them to be able to have as much time as they want to talk to me and to tell me everything that's going on. And, you know, and our client, Donna, I love her to death. She's amazing.
Yes.
Very sweet, very kind. You know, and she was having some troubles. And she kept saying that she was having, she kept hearing things upstairs. She kept, things kept getting misplaced in her house.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
She kept, you know, she's heard voices waking her up. You know, and we were able to go there, and we were able to, you know, listen to everything that she had to say and take, you know, everything that she told us and basically back that up.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Of course, that's when we decided to fake argue, which was comical.
Yeah.
That's my favorite comment, I'm sorry.
You know, as we were doing though, you know, doing our little fake arguing skits, especially with you and Megan, you know, it actually worked as far as getting an interaction with a spirit. You know,
spirit at the door.
Spirit cat.
Sassy wants it on the live event.
You know, and it was interesting because, you know, we were able to, you know, what, for instance, she was telling us about a spirit or something being in her room on her bed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lo and behold, I was able, with the SLS camera, I actually picked up a figure in her room on her bed.
And this goes back to that question about the SLS camera. When we use it, again, what's the odds of it? And then it didn't do it again, right? You know,
No,
did it
that was
once.
Everybody went into that room with it,
With
and
the
the only
camera.
one that caught it was Angela.
I don't know. I don't know why.
And onto the subject with Donna, and again, how we treat our clients. Once we make that connection, we still reach out, communicate. She sends us stuff that she catches, and
Yes.
we still talk with all our clients. Whenever they catch stuff, they share it. It's never, for us, it's never, we're done with this investigation, we're never going to see you again.
Right.
We build a relationship because everything's still an active case.
Yes, because if, you know, and we even told her, you know, before we left her house, you know, if she ever needed us to come back, give us a call.
Mm-hmm.
Send us a message. You know, if she ever, and that's with any of our clients, if they ever need us, if they're ever experiencing any more anything, don't hesitate. Contact us, and we're pretty well fast at getting back to whomever reaches out to us. If
We
you
try.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah. Now there's times where we're our day jobs really take the best of us.
Yes.
But if there is a delay, just definitely bear with us. We haven't forgotten about you. And I think even to like what Angela does for the team is just phenomenal, because there's a lot of things that she helps people solve without like the rest of the crew. Like there's things that she can explain to them, and like kind of like there's been countless people, like we've had X amount of like shows, right? I think 5 shows, but in total I think we've interacted or assisted or answered questions, whether it be pictures to almost hundreds, I'd say at this point. But
Yeah.
It's unreal, because a lot of the times we can kind of put 2 and 2 together without having to show up. And then there's other times where Angela makes that call where she's like, team, I think we really need to go.
And if they want us to come out, it doesn't matter. We will. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of the times people don't want us to come out. They're like, can you validate this? And then we try to give our ideas behind it, what it could be. But then we also disclose, this is just from looking at this. If you want us to further explore this, then we would require to invest.
There's only so much we can give from a picture or video without actually being there.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, and it's crazy because I have people that approach me at work. They know what we do. And they approach me at work and ask me questions.
Yeah.
And it's funny because half of the people that, like when I'm at work or wherever, that ask me questions about our group and the things that we do, they're very skeptic people. And they don't know, it's almost like they don't know how to feel about the stuff that we do, but they're intrigued by it. And we're solely here to help others. We're I can honestly say the only benefit on our behalf that we get is the fact that we're helping people, and knowledge. We're gaining knowledge.
Oh, that's
the more
absolutely.
And more we do, the more knowledge we gain. Believe me when I say that.
Yeah. From
we get a little bit better every time.
Yes. From personal experience to setting up and breaking down, it's so neat. Like every time, it's just like after doing this so many times, then it's just like boom. Like we try to get to like a location with enough time to be able to set up, position cameras, get everything there. And like our last one, we were just like, holy cow.
Way too early.
We're done. It was like, I guess we'll hang out for a bit.
Right. Well, and that goes back to, in the beginning, when we first started, as far as the setup or the breakdown of everything, and I felt kind of bad because I feel like we left that on you and Rodney, but this last time we all pitched in. We all got together. We started, full team effort, setting up equipment
and taking it down.
Yeah, and taking it down, and it made things go so much smoother.
We'll talk about the one takedown. That was the point where we try to take down and reorganize and package everything in its right spot, because organizational is key and everything has its place.
Right.
And they can attest to this. I'm like, no, wait, hold on. We got to put this in first. But in that instance, we just were like, nope, time to go. But as you were saying, so you're right. I think each of us, it's almost like, I don't want to use the term like a video game, but it's almost like a video game. And every time you're playing, you're leveling up. And it's neat, because each of us level up in our own different skill set. These two are more sensitive to the spiritual world, and they keep getting more and more in tune with themselves on every investigation. It's neat too, because you could almost see like the evolution of like their abilities. Me personally, I think I'm learning more and more about like tech stuff. I'm learning how to like make the episodes, and I too am like, I'm sensitive in the sense of like, I know when stuff's going on, and I'm picking up on things, and it's neat. It's so hard to explain if you see these shows on TV or you watch our shows. It's so hard to explain, like to like what when people watch this, you watch it on TV, you're like, oh, that's not real. There's no way. But then when you live it, you're just like, holy cow! I cannot believe what I experienced. But I guess we can go to the. I think we got a comment, question.
Stan.
You want to go for
just
it?
a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, he just said we have a paranormal web of investigators from all over, because we're getting tons of investigations over the past years. Teams helping other teams. We all share the same common interests, teams and clients.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, and that's the thing is it's to find out, or to be able to ask those questions. Why? Is there anything out there? Is there something trying to communicate with us? Or in other scenarios, which is what I'm worried about for people, is like, is there a carbon monoxide leak? Or you think you're seeing ghosts and you're in a health situation?
Gas leak.
Yeah, I mean, like.
We take into consideration every logical aspect of anything that it could be before, we jump into, okay, now it's time to investigate. Mm-hmm. We check health issues. We check, for gas leaks and high EMF readings, because that can cause people to feel lunatic crazy at sometimes. And we're not just there to help them with the things that they're seeing or feeling. We're there to debunk any other
things that it could.
Yeah, any other things that it could be. Mm-hmm. And and we're still learning.
It's unreal how much goes into this, and to Stan's point, I mean, like, it is, everybody has their own unique tactics. What are you learning, Rodney?
A lot. I don't know, just kind of open myself up more to whatever might be going on at the house. I'm trying to get to a point where I don't listen to too much of what the client says beforehand, because as like your sister said, was it before or after the video that I said what I said? Sometimes things pop up in my head and I can't explain it. I don't try to explain it. I just go through the motions of whatever happens. I don't try to force anything, but just going to each investigation is a learning experience. Some people ask me, how does the whole sensitive thing work? And I says, well, for me personally, it doesn't work on my time.
It happens when it wants to, or like
yeah.
Everything's in the air properly.
Yeah, I'm skeptic when it comes to other people, like the woman that we always see on TV. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm just skeptic to other people's experiences to a certain degree. Do I believe it? Yeah, but it all depends, the situation. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of skeptics out there that probably look at me or look at us or look at other paranormal groups and say, it's not real. It's not this. It's not that. it's a setup or whatever the case may be. And I respect everybody's opinions, because everybody has the right to their opinions and what they believe in and what they don't believe in. But, just a learning experience for me, and, I enjoy doing it. I'm going to continue to do it and continue to open myself up to this stuff, but at the same time, making sure I'm safe, making sure we're safe, and I'm not opening myself up to something that could be possibly dangerous or harmful, such as Ouija boards. I don't mess with them. I don't.
Yeah.
I will get him to crack one day.
Yeah, you won't.
We all have like our own like skepticness back and forth with each other. I'm like, as long as the 9-year-old can play with it, we're good.
No Ouija boards.
So,
No seances.
And I guess to that point, a couple of things that you brought up. I want to give another shout out. I met through some good connections, a person named Beverly. Thank you for answering my phone calls, and you've been super helpful, and I look forward to working with you more. She's a very sensitive person when it comes to the paranormal, and it's neat how so many groups and teams and people are involved with this. You want to go ahead?
Oh, just reading Stan's comment that says the James Randi Foundation has tried to disprove all paranormal evidence that we have, so our evidence has to be very clear. All corners have to be covered, medical situations to geological happenings. Yeah, definitely. And this is the thing about it too. No matter, like Victor said a while back, we could have a UFO land in our backyard and be clear-cut evidence, but there's always going to be someone who says, well, it's video editing or whatever. So yeah, we definitely try to do our best to have good picture quality, good audio, the best that we can do. That way it's clear-cut evidence, but no matter what we do, people are going to say it's not real, I don't believe it. Like I said a second ago, it's everybody's opinion. We might not like it, we might like it, but the thing is we all respect each other and respect each other's opinions, and we move on from it, and we just try to do better each time. I just go into an investigation trying to prove to the client that, hoping that we can prove to the client that they're not crazy. They don't have to be scared to share their what they've witnessed within themselves. But no matter what we do, there's going to be doubters out there. It's going to happen. And that's why we get better from it.
Yeah. Nathan, can you scroll up a little bit? I think there's...
I was trying to. It won't let me on that, so I was going to just let you know on here. We actually had someone who was just inquiring about when the winner is going to be picked for the raffle. And I believe we're going to do that closer towards the end of the live event.
Yeah, because there's a big process that we have to do to pull those up.
We wanted to make it
as transparent as humanly possible.
As fair as possible, but whoever wins, you know what? Congratulations beforehand. We look forward to working with you.
If you are waiting for it, we're going to contact you through whatever means you provide it for us contacts. You don't have to hang out on the thing if you don't want to watch.
We would like for you to.
We would like you to. We love the views.
But you will be contacted. We have your contact information.
We have your contact information. This video will be live on Facebook and YouTube for a review. So you can double down if you didn't win. You could fast forward and watch the drawing portion of it. And I wanted to add to that point about the paranormal experiences and proof and stuff from the tech side of things. So pretty much my life has been in the IT realm. I deal with a lot of technical equipment from all retrospects, from pretty much all the jobs I've ever had. When we go out to these things, I'm very, very iffy on things. So when it comes to like the equipment and stuff like that, we go out with a lot of stuff. But really the basic thing that we use is just a digital audio recorder, cameras, a radio that doesn't have the antenna in it.
Right. Nothing anything but white noise.
White noise, and we and we just utilize the stuff and test it. And what happens for us when we're putting everything together to give to the client, we give them all the raw data that we find, all the raw information and everything to that extent. You're good. You're not on camera. Oh God, the cat's And so, what we end up doing is, for us, it's like when we're experiencing stuff. If somebody gives us a name, and then the equipment says a name in return, we're like, oh my goodness. And a lot of the time, we won't hear it until we review it. Aside from Jamestown.
Exactly.
We introduced this guy.
Right, and that's what, that's another thing. When, you know, as you're talking about equipment, I wanted to reiterate on, you know, everybody can see this wonderful bright lit speaker box. So this is a new piece of equipment that our wonderful IT person here has gotten with some others in the field, and we have tried it out. We call it our portal box. This wonderful piece of equipment, along with our spirit box, we have this whole ensemble with us at our Jamestown investigation for
Testing it out.
the first go around, and all I can say is wow. That doesn't even put it into words, okay? And
when the skeptic can't dispute what's heard, you know it's
exactly. And then too, you know, as far as the tech side of things, we have used, you know, we have talked about this as a group, because we tested this equipment out here in this house, and we got absolutely nothing. Okay,
Legit, just static.
Just straight static, straight white noise, no radio interference, no nothing, and we're directly in the middle of town. And you know, we have talked, and we're actually going to try and make a video, a test run video for everybody, and we're going to post it so everybody can see the gist of how our setup works. Mm-hmm. Versus how it works on an actual investigation, because you know we want everybody to understand that you know it's not producing the same effect all the time. Mm-hmm. And we want our followers and everyone that watches to know this. We try to, you know, we want people to understand and know that we are 100% real.
We do not fake anything.
Yes, we do not fake anything. We do not fake any personal experiences. And, you know, with that being said, to those of you who watched our latest episode, well, honestly, with the Jamestown investigation, I think we will.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
But as far as equipment goes, we believe in that. We do that same thing. We want to make sure that if we can question it, or somebody else is going to question it, then we accept that, right? Because everyone, like what Rodney said, what we always say, you can find absolute evidence, but there's going to be somebody that'll question it. But for us, it's if we can go over and over, we take this stuff and we test the heck out of everything. Like she said, we fired it up and we
sat around
it for like an hour trying to get it to
was a
work,
pretty good amount of time.
and nothing. The purpose behind this, just to touch on this little guy a little bit more, it takes the spirit box and it muffles out the loud of the channel, so it's a little bit more quieter. And if there is a word that comes through, it's a little bit more pronounced. And the other factor to it is just other stuff is on the top just to entice the team.
Hey, team. It's here. You wanna
Oh.
let everybody say hi
Okay.
to our other investigator?
Okay. Misty's here. Go ahead and say hi.
Say hi. You're on the video.
She's cutting in that real bad.
Yeah.
Thursday too. Yeah. I guess. How are you?
Oh, we're doing good.
Although I can't, but hey, if I could, it would be good to see you guys.
No, you are perfect. You are perfect. Thanks for dropping in virtually.
Hey, it's the only way to be.
Right? Well, thank you all.
They're cutting out again.
Yeah, you guys are cutting out here.
Hey guys, glad you could join us, but you're cutting out really bad.
That was Missy and Dave. They wanted to say hey. All right. Well, what we were talking about, the thought process behind this was it's supposed to entice spirits, and then it's supposed to help clear out the sounds so we can hear it better and we can kind of go through and do our thing. Now
I think they want to try to stay live.
oh, okay. And then so pretty much what it does is it's supposed to entice the spirits to kind of communicate with us. Now for us though, we don't alter anything. Everything you see, we play it back, we loop it. We get in hardcore conversations about what we experience. What do you hear? I hear this. No, you don't. You hear this.
Or see.
And in those retrospects, that's all we do is we try to bring together like the different audio, and we let the client say, we basically say, this was abnormal. This seems like a response. We agree that this is some sort of response. We feel like it's this or this, and then we let them decide. But to get back to the point, I think we also had a question. You have to ask yourself, is it the power of asking a question to a Ouija board the same as asking a question to a recorder? That's interesting. The power of belief, and if you truly believe, I think, it can make things happen. The biggest thing that I've seen is like personally, I've never had an experience with like messing with Ouija boards.
And you're gonna have to just watch a lot of it.
The biggest thing that I've had is the audio. I've had audio experiences from this thing, their spirit box, and just sitting there with a recorder listening to it. And the biggest thing that I've had out of it is when sometimes you'll hear sounds, you could dismiss it as just the thing that I've heard is like, what I love about it is getting direct answers. Are you here with us? Yes, here. Hey, can you hit the ball? Hit the ball. It's like, how the heck is that going to come out on the radio?
Right. Or specifically say our names.
Yes, when it says your names, that's that takes it to another level.
How did you feel about some of the stuff that you heard when we were watching the
audio and stuff.
The audio and the video and stuff, mainly the audio that we caught, that you didn't hear from our last investigation from Jamestown, like.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, right?
Yeah, well, my whole thing is like, saying my name, it didn't scare me because during the Jamestown investigation, me trying to expand my mind and the sensitive side, the clairvoyant side, what led up to that female voice saying my name was, I had made a deal with her. I felt like she was a spirit that was not trying to do harm. That wasn't trying to cause havoc, and I felt like she was a good spirit that was trapped there. And we found out by listening to the audio that I think that was the case, that she was a good spirit, that she was trapped there and something was keeping her there. And I had made a deal with her that if she would help me find that blue ledger book that the client wanted, that really she needed it, that I would try to pray, do whatever I could to help her be set free from that property, from whatever was keeping her there. And of course, we went up into the attic. We didn't find the blue ledger book. We did find a lot of other stuff and spiders. And
a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I don't know if I helped her move to the other side, but I would hope to, I would like to lean towards that side that I did help her, because she says, "Thank you, Rodney." And that thing, whatever was keeping him there, was not happy with any of us or anything.
Well, and I guess back to the question though, the Ouija board, I've never had a personal experience with it, but I would imagine like it's probably the same. It's almost like the dowsing rods. It's another tool to the arsenal, I would say.
Yeah.
Now,
crazy.
so I guess to loop everything back in. So unique experiences, Crab Orchard. I guess, Angela, you want to start? What was like the unique part for you at Crab Orchard? Anything that we didn't catch that you've...
The figures, that we got upstairs, the EMF readings that we kept getting. And, not so much just, not so much me personally, but, watching you and Rodney on camera and the debunking techniques that you all were trying, as far as when he kept getting the EMF spikes from merely just touching the EMF detector. I felt personally kind of sad for the spirits that were there, because I feel like they're kind of trapped. There's different types of hauntings. There's different types of spirits. I feel like this is more or less a residual haunting, and it's triggered. The spirits are triggered by instances that occur in the home. I'm not going to put people's business. Our clients and the things that they tell us, are very confidential. But
Dang straight.
Hauntings of any sort can be triggered by, you can have someone who's been in a home for years and never experienced anything, but then you have someone else move in and they have a whole other genre of lifestyle going on.
It triggers it.
And it triggers what, for instance, whatever the spirit or the entity or whatever was going through in their own personal life, that triggers, how it reacts. So I really feel like that was the case in this situation. I feel like it's a residual, a type of residual haunting. And we kind of tested that theory with, as couples.
Trying to poke at each other and then see if anything. Well, and yeah, you're right. Like, it was very protective of women.
Yes.
Which was very unique. And it matched what the client brought up to us. I feel it's very protective, just looking out.
Right. And, and as we told her, from, going into the investigation, me and Rodney, of course, we're trying to, exercise the whole sensitivity thing, and once again, it's hard for me because being the case manager, I pretty much know the gist of everything going on. So it's kind of hard for me to go in blindly in a situation. Hopefully, there may be, I'm hoping with, when we go on this, the Randolph investigation. I know a little bit, but I'm hoping to be able to try and,
You feel that experience.
Right. But, and with Crab Orchard, I was able still to pick up on a few things. But, I don't know, I think we all had, slight personal experiences. It wasn't a very huge home. But we spent a lot of time there and we did the best we could. I do really wish that you two, in setting up would have gotten what was it, a box of rice?
Yeah, actually, that was going to be my special little talk. The box of rice falling off the main thing.
I gotta tell on something, because ever since I've been here, my mood has completely changed. Every time we go to an investigation and stuff, it's like something's freaking tugging on me. That's why I've clammed up this whole time. It's really crazy. You guys notice an attitude change in me? I've been clammed up, and it's weird.
Which is not normal for Rodney.
No. Yeah, usually he's like the class clown over it.
Yeah, so it's the last few investigations, it's been crazy because it's not me. I'm usually joking. It's really weird. It's like it doesn't want me to mix with you guys.
When you get
it's like really screwing with me. And when watching YouTube channel and stuff, people are watching this stuff, and they're asking if it's real and stuff. For me, it's real. Because usually I'm the laughing and joking type, or this is not for show and stuff. But last few investigations, I haven't been the same since Crab Orchard.
Yeah, no, that
took a toll.
It took a toll. I mean, for a whole week.
So that was your most interesting thing about Crab Orchard.
And the thing that I had to say something, because I know you guys are looking at me like, what the heck's going on with him?
Well, you're soaking it in, because now we're bringing up that investigation, and it's almost maybe like reminding you of the feeling you felt.
That whole, man, I ain't trying to cry, man, because that thing screwed with me quite a bit, man. And I think it's the whole people question, man, is this stuff real? To me, it's real.
Yeah.
When I go to an investigation and we're doing a whole EMF detector testing thing, and it's not reacting to anything but me, and this thing had just reached out and touched me right before that, and then that's when that thing started going crazy, and for 5-6 days I was so drained. I went to work the next day so angry. I was so mad. I was so I don't know, I can't explain it to you. But, that's why I try to always stay prayed up and believe in my higher power that he's going to protect me. But, I don't suggest anybody to ever do stuff that I do You know, everybody, some people might think it's funny. Some people might think, oh, he's just like, I don't want to be like that other guy that everybody sees on TV. I don't want to be like him. You know, I'm my own person and stuff, you know. And the reason why I do what I do is because I feel like there's an evil entity there or something evil that's trying to harm people. By me speaking about my higher power, it's going to pull it out. And we're going to see it. And if we can see it and we can prove that it's there, then we can try to find a way to take care of the situation. Because if you don't know it's there, if you don't know there's a problem, you can't find a solution to the problem. So, but I just had to tell on that, and I'm feeling much better. But ever since I had worked for thing, man, I've been different. And
well, it changed you because you unlock, and that goes back into it. You're experiencing, you're opening yourself up, and then the result of it drained you.
Yeah, it drained me for a week. I have never, ever felt that drained in my life.
Yeah.
You know.
Now for me with Crab Orchard and the dang DVR caught, like, it wasn't positioned properly.
Yeah.
But we walked through and again, like, back to personal experiences, we was walking down there and Rodney, it was me and Rodney, we were walking through, rice box, woof.
Yeah.
And it went in front of him, behind me, we're walking dead center, and we're like, no.
And the thing that really sucks about that,
Yeah.
I couldn't catch it on freaking camera. We didn't catch it on camera, so there's no way, you know, because I really wanted that proof. Like, when we did the investigation with the Incognito family, it was crazy because we actually caught that ball on video. Launching, and there's no freaking way. That's like, some people investigate for years upon years and on years, just like the woman who just passed away, her and her husband, that had been doing this type of stuff for years and years and years. They've done the Amityville whorehouse. They've done all kinds of, like, major spots that people have tried years to investigate, you know, and people investigate for years and years and years and try to experience the things we've experienced in less than a year.
Yeah, I think we've been very fortunate, and at first too, I think we've been like, and that goes to the next investigation. So we'll get to talk about the
Jamestown.
the Jamestown, and then the revisit with Dwayne. But
I wanted to, not to cut you off, Victor, but I wanted to touch on something that Stan had commented.
The dolls or
about the,
haunted items.
you know, yes, about haunted items. I do honestly believe in that. And it's, you know, it's something that was, it's something that I have been kind of like researching a little bit about because, you know, we've gotten several questions. I know I have. Can certain things be haunted? And yes, I do believe, you know, if in a spirit's natural life, if it was something that they were, you know, was a prized possession to them, they were, you know, extremely connected to it. I do believe that, you know, that things can be haunted. I've actually been reading a story by it's a book by Ed and Lorraine Warren. You know, God rest her soul. But it's about the Annabelle. Yes, about Annabelle.
Yeah.
And you know, it's very interesting. It's very intriguing.
Are you guys talking about items?
Yes.
Well, that was Stan's
Stan's
question. He was like, what do you all feel about haunted items?
No.
And it can be a variety of things.
Well, it could even be people. I even believe people could be haunted.
Yes.
Haunted people, haunted items, haunted locations, or whatever.
No, I'm down with that. I've seen people own things and get rid of it. Actually, funny side note, when we first started, we potentially were going to go down to Louisville to help debunk someone's house, and they did a lot of yard selling, and once they got rid of a painting,
all the activity just stopped.
All the activity just stopped.
Yeah.
And so they were like, oh, it must have been that painting.
So they just passed down that haunted painting to somebody else?
Yeah. So
Sorry,
sucks to be
guys.
them.
And going back to haunted items, I have to say in this field, so far, the biggest haunted item that I have heard the most about, haunted object, haunted item, is antique mirrors.
Right?
I have gotten so many comments and questions about mirrors. And it's funny for me because, you know, me as a person, aside from, you know, what we do as paranormal investigators, I personally love mirrors. So it's, do I believe that mirrors are haunted and can be haunted or gateways? Most definitely.
I know Rodney does.
Most definitely.
If you ever send me gifts, do not send me no mirror gifts. I hate them.
But they are, people feel that spirits can get trapped in mirrors. They feel like mirrors are a gateway to another dimension or to the spirit world. You know, and at our this most recent investigation that we did, you know, that was one of the first things that I was kind of lured to when, you know, when we were during broad daylight walking through the house was an old antique mirror hanging on the wall, you know, and
Need to check out my oval mirror again? Oh, yeah.
Actually, to answer this question, we went back to your house last time and it was gone, so...
Yeah, we kind of, like, that was the first thing that everybody noticed when we walked back there, was like, why is the mirror gone?
Yeah.
Wasn't even there to begin with. So we imagine it.
That question, but we didn't really... I don't like mirrors, so and the reason why is if you've been following us for a while, I explained why I don't like mirrors. Is because when I was 11 years old, lived in Fresno, California, me and my sister, I don't want to say her name, but me and my sister, we were at a friend's and his sister's house. They were a Jehovah's Witness family, with all his kids hanging out at the house that day. The mother was at church, I believe. Well, I was looking in a mirror, and for some reason, a face kind of like went like that out the side of my face, and it scared the heck out of me. I can't tell you if it really happened or not. All I know is that it scared the heck out of me, and
it stuck with you this many years.
And I cried like minutes later. But mirrors, I don't like mirrors. What Angela was saying about mirrors, that people believe it's a spiritual realm or people's spirits can get caught in it. Most Catholics believe that when they're having a funeral or a wake for a family member who has just lost their lives, they cover their mirrors because they believe that their spirit could get trapped in the mirror. And that's why if you see practicing Catholics that really follow their religion and stuff, they cover their mirrors during a funeral.
Yeah. Well, I'm that brave, crazy one of the group. So, like, I Google stuff, I research stuff. I was like, I'm like, if I wasn't like afraid of like dealing with like Megan going, oh, you don't bring this scary stuff into our house.
No, don't you dare.
I like, see? But from our pessimistic one of the group or whatever, like, those debunk boxes.
I'm
like, I saw those on the internet.
skeptic, not complete non-believer. Just skeptic.
I see that stuff
things.
online, I'm like, yeah, I'll buy like 6 of these and open these up. Let's see if we got anything. Oh, I was going to hang it up in my bedroom to see what happens, but it was very heavy and couldn't find a stud to hang it, so sitting in the corner of the floor of the bedroom. We definitely want to go and revisit
Check that out
on
when we go back.
on the 22nd.
You know
Yes.
what's interesting, and to that mirror specifically at her house, whenever we were originally, when we first got there, and we were doing a little tour of the house, and we I was using my own personal phone to take pictures of the absolute beautiful home that she has.
Yes.
Because I just couldn't, I had to be able to have personal pictures to explain and show to others about this house and how beautiful it was. And one of the pictures that I took was literally of me standing in the mirror with my phone kind of in front of my face. You know, and I never really paid attention to the picture. Well, I showed it to, in fact, to my daughter. And the very first thing my daughter pointed out to me, she was like, Mom, do you see, like, something, like, in the mirror kind of behind you? And I said, what? What are you talking about? And so then, you know, she pointed it out. She's like, pull the picture up. So I pulled it up, and she pointed it out to me.
Neat.
And what was crazy about that situation is the initial turning point experience for me that night. The description of what I had told my daughter that I had felt, as well as every one of you all, was almost similar to what she was pointing out to me in the mirror, and it kind of blew my mind.
That's awesome. When we get done, can you go on here and post that picture?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Because it just, you know, I never realized it looking at it, you know, and that was prior to, you know, so it just, you know, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, I guess while we keep inching our way to Jamestown, because that's where we want to talk about, right?
I think we can discuss all the different ones, but yes, I think even Mom is commenting, she's wanting to share like her feelings of what she went through. Of course, she couldn't be with us today, so she asked me to kind of give her words and things. So she experienced a lot the same things that Angela experienced and I myself experienced. And yes, that picture in the back next to the mirror and that mirror were definitely creepy.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole house, like the house was a beautiful home. The client, lovely client. We are tremendously thankful to hear the story.
Yes.
We went there in a two-parter mission. If you saw the episode, it was to figure out, find out questions. Right? We had a lot of unique questions, and we wanted to see, is there anything under the floors? So we actually bought a bunch of new equipment to kind of help figure that out. Do we know what's underneath the floor? No. But is there something under the floor? Yes. and it opened up more questions. Why? Right? And the house overall, beautiful home. Big home. The design has a lot of people asking questions. There's a lot of people that study Freemasonry who hit me up about that home. There's a lot of people who just look at like where we stumble upon like trap doors and hidden rooms in the walls, and I feel that's why we're going back, because I think we were able to validate, right? And that was the big thing.
Validation.
Am I like? I'm seeing these in my dreams. I'm experiencing this. There's a person named Sandy, or Sandra, and we were able to make the connection of a Sandy, and then look at newspapers and find Sandy Fisher. So is it? Who knows, right? All I can say is we had a radio playing, and we were asking questions, and we were getting multiple different answers. I want to say that for me personally, that was probably one of the most and I use it, I say this a lot, like I think if you watch the video I say unique experience like 28 times because I don't want to call it evil or scary, but it was very unique. It hit everything on our paranormal scale. We all had personal feelings. We had things there that was intelligent. It was responding. It was asking us by name. It wasn't like your typical, for us, at least for me, and so I'll dive in first. So for me, Jamestown started out as our typical thing. So we've done so many of these so far, to where it's almost like a template now, to where it's like, okay, we set up, we know the story, we know what to do, we start asking our questions. It was the same at the start.
Oh,
And then the feelings too. Like it even had that feelings too. Like even for Crab Orchard, we knew. Oh, when we went upstairs, it felt different. Mm-hmm. When we went to the new add-on to this mansion, this home, it felt different. Like you felt different. You almost walked into a whole new world.
Yeah.
But there was a point for me during the investigation, and it was very beginning when we were there doing our thing, and we were interacting with. It felt like an older woman and a younger woman trying to talk to us. Something just, like there was a point where it's just like, almost like a storm. Like you're outside and you know it's about to storm. The atmosphere pressure drops.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was just like, they weren't allowed to talk to us no more. and then to get the experience of like, again, I don't show fear to anything, so whatever's there, I go there and like, do I believe in this, that, or the other? Yeah, I feel experiences, but I mean like, when I was there and I saw the toll it was taking on the team, my team leader instincts kicked in. I was like, come on, come mess with me, I want to feel you, stop picking on everybody else. Come over here to Big Daddy Bear. And it literally told, it was like, like whatever was there, like the creepy thing that was there was like, I won't scare you. So it's like, it wasn't interested in me at all. And so, but it knew I was there, it responded. And I think for me personally, it was such a unique experience because it hit everything. We had EVPs, we had audio, we had visual,
personal
experiences. It was just like the backstory. We were given names. We got those names. We were asking very direct questions, and we were getting very direct answers. I think to Rodney opening up, and he kind of touched on this earlier, right? You made a deal with it, and you kept going on, and so it was like whatever was there was interacting with you.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because I think she was like being held there as a prisoner, and that kind of was caught on audio when I said you cannot keep them there, you cannot keep them here, and an evil man's voice says, yes, I can.
Yes, I can. and it goes back to the point, we can't fake this stuff. We are literally, and at this place too, it was so crazy because we have different audio boxes going and different things. The handheld picked up stuff. Yeah.
No, go ahead, finish first.
No. Yeah.
Megan, thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Yeah.
Victor gets so excited, he'll take over the entire
yes,
show.
I'm bad
I
like
remember
this.
to let everybody else talk.
But everything that we picked up, and then when we're going through the handheld camera, putting the episode together, we're picking up stuff.
Yeah.
So what was your opinion on that?
You know, I think sometimes, you know, with, you know, the prior ownership of the house, like Patricia was stating to us, you know, I didn't really think it clear. Anybody that follows Freemasonry and stuff, women are not allowed in that area where men, the secret society of men, hold their get-togethers. Women are not allowed in that area. And I believe that's one of the reasons why the women were most affected. And I don't know why, you know, I can't explain, you know, but I would believe that woman's, you know, spirit is being held there as, you know, being held there captive, and whatever other males, it's like he has he's holding everything there. All the spirits that are roaming that house, whatever amount it is, I believe that evil spirit is controlling every single one of them. Because you notice, you know, like you said, they were speaking for a while, the woman who said her name was Sue,
And
you know, Sandy, you know, so I think after a while he that evil spirit caused them to quiet down because they feel like he has a stronghold on them, and that's when it just made me really, 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 really mad, and that's why I kind of acted out when we were in the safe room. I'm not scared
at the
of
end,
him,
right?
Yeah, I'm not scared of him. You know, he had no power over me or us as a group, as a team, as an individual. You know, that's how I feel, and I'm always going to believe that. But as you see in the video where, you know, I felt something behind me, and as soon as you seen that shadow kind of, what it seemed like it reached out for me, and I took a step forward because I felt something behind me. Was I nervous? Yeah, because I felt it, and that's why I doubled over at one point, because...
You felt it, I heard it.
Yeah, and
we both reacted. And that was like the weird thing, is like, what I find magical to this like place is when sometimes like whenever like we're in places, one person may hear something, or hey, did you hear that? Oh, I think. But no, we were so on edge where it's like something would happen, we would both like all three of us look up.
Yeah, I stepped forward, you guys both shined your flashlights at the
end.
at the same time.
You know, and that happened, and in fact, when you, before you, when you and Misty were at base camp, and the three of us, me, Victor, and Megan were in there, and we heard something.
I seen something.
You seen something, but we heard something like a loud noise, a loud bang, come from the other room.
We didn't hear a bang.
Mm-mm.
We did.
We did. Because we all knew, like, what was that? And then you open the door, and then we're like, oh, was it Rodney?
No, then that's when I asked you guys, where you guys at? You guys said the safe room, and I said, how long you guys been in there? Like, because I seen a black mass shadow or whatever. I peeked around the corner and looked into the room, in the blue room, and like I still have not been able to find it, but I've seen what I saw, and that's why I came in the room, because I'm not going to interrupt you guys and what you guys are doing during the investigation, because I don't want to have, you know, bad sound or anything. I don't want to mess it up. So, but I know what I saw. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I know I saw something, and that's why I came in the room and asked you guys where you guys at, how long you guys been in there, and you guys weren't in there. You guys were clear on the other side of the of that building.
Well,
Right.
yeah, and even to touch on weird noises and double reactions, there was a point where it was just me and Rodney, just me and him went back in, and we were going through, and we were in the vault room, and that was the thing, whatever was there did not want us in the vault room. It would always pull us away. And me and Rodney were down, and we were like, no, we're here now. And sure enough, when we walked down the steps and we were on by the fireplace, we both heard like walking, and it wasn't like a click. It was like it was loud enough to get us to like, okay, clearly you want us up here. What do you want? And then the spirit box started making noises. Mm-hmm. It kept trying to fish us out.
Mm-hmm. It didn't want us
Right,
in there.
and when Megan,
No.
the reaction that we're talking about, when these two, when Victor and Rodney were in the attic.
Yes, again, this is stuff you guys didn't get to see on the show.
And me,
Yes.
you, and Misty were sitting at base camp.
Which is a door, mind you all, it's a door. So there's the attic, there's a hallway, separates from a bathroom, a bedroom, a door, and then there's a room. And that's where we set up camp.
Right, and so Rodney and Victor were in the attic, and us three girls were at base camp, and we could clearly hear these guys in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But yet, at one point, the three of us looked at each other, the three of us girls, because we looked at each other and we looked at the door that was closed, entering the entire other end of the house, and we all three could have swore at any given second,
They were about to walk through that
yes,
door
they were about to walk through that door.
when they were still in the attic.
We were
Yeah.
still in the attic, and that adds more to this place, which made it off the hook, because it was just like unfreaking real. And Patricia, to answer your question, when you all hear some of the audio, these are it's like abnormal. Like we classified it as a response, and yes, so rehearing it, you might hear book. That's why we when we showed the footage to you, we didn't have words on there so you can kind of get your own opinion of it.
What we hear, or what we think we hear, we're not saying that's exactly what that is. It is definitely up for debate. It could be anything. You might hear something different. Some of them are not very clear.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
piecing it together.
Well, this is the crazy thing, because, okay, whenever we go over the footage, whether we're at home or we're all here together as a team, and we're listening to some of the audio, like, I'm going to tell you straight out, like, half of the stuff that you were playing for me down here at the house, I didn't really hear it. I might have said, okay, I heard it, but I really didn't hear it, you know, and it wasn't until after the Halloween video was posted on YouTube that I actually started hearing stuff like, Angela, why are you here? And then it responds back, to kill you all. I didn't hear that stuff clear straight out until after we played the video on our actual TV at home, and I heard this stuff, and I was like, I did not hear this stuff before.
And to that point too, headphones, you'll hear something, or put it on your TV or on your computer speakers. All we know is it's a response from what we have, and this is the closest we could kind of compare to. Some stuff is up for debate. Book, this, that. Other stuff, clear as day, blatantly. It's Sandy. What? No doubt.
Right.
So I think a lot of the fans want to know, from watching Angela's facial experience and her expressions and her feelings, and how she went from joking and having fun to just like, she looked like she wanted to like destroy somebody. Angela, what pivotal moment did things just like change for you? Because we could tell whatever was there had a very big effect on you.
Okay, so as we go into these investigations, I am not the one that ever pushes buttons or provokes or anything of that nature. I think we can all honestly say as a group, so far, with any investigation, we've left that up to wonderful Rodney here.
Yes.
All right, what was the
Okay.
question? Sorry, I was reading the...
You're the one that usually tries to provoke
Yeah.
things, not
You're
Angela.
the one that
Come at
pokes
me.
and prods and always
Come at me,
opens
demons.
yourself up.
Why do I do it?
No,
But it's not
She's
usually
making a
Angela,
point.
but she did.
She finally
For
stepped
this
out and
time.
said, what was it you asked?
and this is what I don't understand. Unknowingly to myself,
All right.
He's got back up now.
this right here, this lit up box, I cannot even begin to put in words. This box, and if those of you all that watch the video, everybody can see that box sucked me in.
And real quick, after you say what you said, I got a quick response to your whole thing. So
Okay.
it's just something I'm feeling. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm not.
But that box, from the minute we went in to start investigating, that box sucked me in like completely, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, to the point that I was worried, and I had to like get her up. And I was like, "Hey, we need to go." Like,
I don't know what came over me. I was so, I kept telling whatever it was, whatever was there, I wanted it to channel all of its energy. And I think the pivotal moment where I didn't even realize it until reviewing the footage and the audio, I straight out told whatever it was to channel all of its energy and that it could come touch me. I wanted it to come touch me. I wanted proof. I knew it was there and I wanted proof. And that is not me.
mm-hmm.
I've never, not one time since we began this, have I ever done that. There was the one point in the video that, and I didn't even realize it until we went back and watched the video, when I was sitting, when me, Misty, and Megan were in there, and I was sitting Indian style in front of that box, trying to communicate. And I even remember it. I kept hearing this loud, like ringing noise.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan caught me blatantly, like dead on camera, looking up at her like so dumbfounded.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, like my entire mood changed. I had the most deep-seated hate and anger inside of me that I could not shake. I don't know what. I didn't get physically touched. It touched me emotionally, and it was almost like it touched my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I still can't explain it.
We're still trying to process over certain things still to this day.
Aspects. What?
What were you saying, Rodney?
Yes.
First of all, where you messed up is you second guessing yourself, and you were asking yourself whether you should have said that or not. That's where you messed up.
I didn't even remember saying that at all.
But did you ever second guess yourself? Because I got the feeling that she like second guessed herself, and she was kind of nervous about even saying it from the get-go. So once she second guessed herself, that opened up the door for that thing to be able to actually.
I don't think she even realized she said it.
No,
When she said it, she didn't even realize it. She didn't even realize it until she was reviewing the footage. And that's when she came back and she was like, I didn't even realize I said that, but I know that's
She was almost in a trance almost. Like, she was like so sucked into it. But no, to answer some things here, thank you, Stan. And he's right. We've tested the sound frequency thing because we have kids of all ages. And
our son.
Yeah, and so you can hear certain sounds, and so that's absolutely correct, and that's why other people hear other things.
Our oldest son has actually got obsessed with sound frequencies there for a bit and made us listen to a lot of different ones.
The type of ghost box, what is it called again?
SB7 Spirit Box.
SB7 Spirit Box. It's been, the antenna's been removed out of it, so legit, when we turn it on, we don't get any radio frequencies anymore.
Just white noise.
I think like you get like maybe a chirp or
what on the SB7 Spirit Box?
Yeah, you removed the speaker, the antenna, right?
Well, yeah, I removed the antenna, and that wasn't my ideal. I was actually I'm always trying to figure out a way to make things better, whether it's with her stuff with the paranormal stuff or my sound system in her car. I always try to make something better. So what happened was I was on YouTube and I was watching it, and one of the videos that I came across was saying that to possibly remove the antenna, and that might remove some of the unwanted frequencies when it's running through each station. So it actually it actually cut out a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Unwanted stuff. It's not picking up FM stations or even AM stations, like it was in the past. So it's giving us more opportunity to catch things. The other day, we couldn't even get radio stations down here in the living room when we did it.
It legit is. It sounds like if you're in like an old car and you're turning the radio dial, and but there's no radio station. It's this and but yeah, and then we do the portal box here. So it's actually funny. So to go to a conversation that I had with Stan, you said that like old stuff. So I actually stumbled across this old railroad nail, and this was out in the sun for years. So I did some Googling, and that's what we do. We research stuff. We try to figure like different things out. And so the thought process behind this thing was to entice spirits. Two things. One, it takes their spirit box and it lowers the sound. It lowers like that sound. And then whenever there's like a voice or something that comes through, it's more defined, and we're able to interact. That's why when we were talking, we were hearing voices, and we were hearing stuff interact with us. We were hearing it really clear through this thing. There's a lot of like other groups out there, and it's so weird how many different groups and paranormal groups and other gizmos and gadgets are out there.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh, so the thought process there is get stuff that maybe a spirit would recognize, like from the past, something to entice it to come closer, crystals and stuff, more cowbell, to kind of get it to want to be entertained by us. And what we do is we plug in, we have a wireless box that we talk through, and it sends the signal through there, and then we have their box talking through, and it's so neat. It's it allowed us to communicate more. So yeah, more arsenal. I think there's a note to that point on the house itself for me. Two points that I wanted to make. Point number one, if you notice the video, there was a lot of like subconscious stuff that was happening to all of us, and we didn't realize it until after we reviewed the video portion, the documentary. In the beginning, when we were all in the room and we were doing like our pre-setup and we were getting everything ready, it was trying from the get-go to get Angela by herself. So Megan was following everybody with the camera. Misty had the K2 reader, and it would bleep, and then it was kind of pulling her to go to the vault room. So it was pushing her away. It flashed. Rodney had the SLS, and he thought he caught something on there.
In the hallway.
He started walking down, and then it was getting him to the other room. Rodney called for me for backup because we try to keep each other in groups because we don't want to go solo from anybody. And then all of a sudden, so Megan's following Misty, I'm following Rodney, and then at that point, here she is getting sucked into the communication line. It was trying to keep her by herself. It was trying to get her by herself.
And I'm trying to keep up with everybody and film everybody, and they're all going in separate directions.
Yeah.
And it was so whatever was there knew. It seemed like it was intelligent enough to know. And then the other thing that was interesting on this whole adventure was in the beginning of our ride up there, our car ride up there, me and Rodney had the camera and we were chatting back and forth and we were doing our intro, and Rodney almost broke down the series of events before it even happened. People were watching that episode and they're like, was that filmed after or before? And I was like, no, that was filmed on the way up there. Rodney was like, hey, we're probably going to run into good spirits, then lost spirits, and hell, we might even run into something that's mean.
H word Victor.
Watch your language, Victor.
I didn't say a bad word.
You just
Now
said
shut your
word.
open, Victor.
Oh, yeah, I did, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Can you, fancy name for draws to ghosts on a magnetic field between 50 and 60 hertz. Nails and railroads are cool items to use. See, and that's, you gave me a lot of good inspiration, Sam. But no, that's the thing. So, I just took a bunch of stuff with us just to kind of help entice it. And when I found this sitting out by my parents' yard, they were close to a railroad track. When I was walking the dog, I was like, "Oh, I'm taking this."
And then, I'm not quite for certain with the candle. The candle being a black candle.
Now, I got that at the Hobby Lobby. Nothing special about this candle.
Right.
But it's black candle.
Right, it's a black candle. It has it has meaning. And that's, mixed with everything else. It was just, I cannot explain for a test run on this new addition to our equipment. All I can say is wow, and that doesn't even cover it. Like, that portal box, as we call it, it adds a whole level of intensity when trying to communicate.
I think it helped, like what Stan put in here. It helped draw this whatever's there to it. Maybe it gave off more energy. Maybe all the speaker junk that's in here it helped. And again, we know that when we went in there with the spirit box by itself, we would catch something because we've done that on different investigations. But
what we got through that was a lot clearer.
Was clearer, and that's why we can't wait to go back and retest, and that's what we're going to do again.
Right, and I think before, just to cover our bases, like we were talking about, how we did test it out here. I think we need to, even just a short video, even like a 20-minute long video with the same exact equipment, the same way that we used it in Jamestown.
Just sitting in this house.
Sitting in this house in the middle of
this
town.
non-haunted house.
And record ourselves and post the video so everybody can see the
difference.
The difference.
Yeah, because it's almost unreal.
Absolutely
like
nothing.
Nothing.
Just sitting here.
Nothing.
No words coming through. Nothing but just the static.
And side note, when we left, and you saw at the ending of the video, if you watch the video, when Rodney was like done with his thing, he was like, "You're dismissed." and then we left. We legit, like, everybody was so like drained. We literally grabbed everything up and just started tearing everything down just to get everything put up. This box was still talking.
Going on.
When Rodney said I was done, he was like, this thing was not done. Whatever was done, it was just like when I got back to this box, it was just spewing out the most craziest crap.
What do you mean when I said it's not done?
No.
When we were packing up, we were done.
We were
done. Trying to leave.
This thing wasn't.
That was still on, and it was still going.
It was still going, still spewing out stuff. And then it got to a point where I was like, thank you for talking. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, but we're done. Thank you. Goodbye. And I unplugged everything.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy investigation.
Yeah.
I've done research years ago and found that when nails are north to south are more positively charged than nails west to east. My theory of residual haunting are more likely to take place on door frames and windows where nails were facing. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Well, no, and that goes to more good stuff for us to kind of catalog and go through.
Right.
Yeah. Mom wanted me to give her explanation of like her experience.
Go for it.
In Jamestown from what she went through So it started with when it was all of us in there, and Victor was talking to the portal box, talking through the spirit box or whatever, and he's saying, do you want to come up and touch me? Do you want to come up and touch Rodney?
Mm-hmm.
And we were hearing, no, no. And then he said, do you want to touch Misty? And
Where's Misty?
it come clearly across, where's Misty?
Yeah.
And she says, I'm over here. And just a couple of moments later, she felt something on her back, a cold spot or something on her back.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that a couple of days after the investigation, in that exact spot, she noticed scratches. Now, she has stated, she cannot clearly say that these scratches came from that incident. She could have done them at something else. It could have been when she went outside. She did not feel scratches happen. It was just a coincidence that it was in that exact spot.
Yeah.
Where she felt that cold spot or whatever after she said, I'm over here, and she felt that touch her or whatever it was.
Well, no, and that opened up new rules for us. So, like we said earlier, we're constantly learning. So now we have a rule where if we feel like we interacted with something or something touched us, take a picture. We check before we leave. Hey, lift up your shirt. Let's check you before we leave the premise.
Right, and it's
Make sure there's no spots before or after.
Mm-hmm.
right.
But them scratches, there was quite a few scratches there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was just on the one
Yeah.
side in that one area. It wasn't like there was scratches spread out throughout her back. It was just in like one spot. And there was just quite a few of them too.
And she said that was the exact spot that she felt that
Yeah.
touch her.
And it is, going back to like how I felt like, when I was standing there and in the doorway, when the three of us girls were in there, and I got the deepest sense of dread and I hate to say it, evil, like darkness standing behind me in that doorway, to the point that I like jumped around and took a picture because I in my mind, like I literally had to stop and take a deep breath before I turned around to take a picture because I was scared of what I was going to see behind me. And and after that was when my entire mood changed. Everybody could see it. And
It's very obvious.
right, and I'm a very happy person. Okay, very all the time, happy-go-lucky. Everybody has their bad days, but that I felt like I was someone else. Like I was feeling somebody else's emotions. I had the most deep-seated anger and hate inside of me, and I couldn't shake it, no matter what I did. And that's why, after a few more things of, and closer towards the end of our investigation, after a specific incident, like I got even more mad. And that's when me and Rodney decided to go in there and have at it, because at that point I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not. It's one thing for me to feel this way, but when you're messing with the rest of our team, it's over. I'm not dealing with this. So, you know,
Don't look at me like that right there. I don't know if I want to tell people about my
it was,
experience.
you know, it was,
I don't know if
apparently,
I'm ready for the whole world to know that.
well, apparently, you know, even after leaving there, you know, we did our TikTok video,
Yep.
at the square in Jamestown, and,
It was still, yeah, she was still.
right, and I was apparently still affected, and without even realizing, because, you know, someone had commented on our video and they were like, Angela, why do you look so mad? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, and I went back and I watched the video and I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? Like, what in the world had a hold of me that night, you know?
And you could tell in the footage as well,
Yeah, like
the difference from the
difference in everybody's
beginning.
mannerisms. How people, it was so funny because the ladies kept their back to the walls
Yes.
throughout the whole thing, especially Angela. Angela was like, whenever she was walking in, she would not go like leave her back open. Like, it was like that natural instinct kicked in.
Yeah, because I felt vulnerable.
Did you guys want to comment on these because we got a few more coming in? We'll
Yes,
really
yes.
fresh.
Two things. So, Stan, I did score a tape recorder and tapes at Walmart. So, if you need anything, E-Town Walmart, they got like a shipment in. They have like, I think like last I checked, like 3 more of those tape recorders, actual tape recorders, and they have a couple rows of the cassette tapes. So we'll be testing that coming the 22nd. Nails that have more, oh God,
Ferric oxide.
there you
or
go.
rust.
Hold more information on those that don't. I've also noticed that the biometric pressure drops. When the pressure drops, you start to hear, and that's funny too because that goes back to that pressure change that we felt like everything just sort of like it just dialed down. So that's good stuff. Patricia, interesting about the scratches. A local man who has been in the vault room and the room with the green floor also felt something both places and went to tell me about him confronting a spirit in another residence here and being scratched, having evidence of scratches, and said that the spirit went home with him. Yee. Yeah, no, I think like even me and Rodney always joke back and forth like come on, touch. I want to be touched. Rodney wants to be touched by a spirit.
Well, the thing is, after this investigation, people say weird things been happening in the store that I work in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a table move and some other things.
We had it's so funny, like leaving after this investigation. I don't know if maybe we're all more hypersensitive now because of the experience, but yeah, I mean, like we've even like heard and seen stuff, and it's just like,
Yeah, definitely.
I guess to go back to the when mood change happens, like that, I've always wondered if the positive ions in the entity are interfering with the neurological spots in the human brain. That is very true.
Yeah.
That's the scientific part about it, right?
Yeah, that's something that me and Angela actually are going to be taking more courses to learn more.
They're going to be getting that fancy education.
Lindsay also had a question.
Yes.
That's probably more towards Angela and Rodney.
Are you typically sensitive to spirits and
etc.?
etc.? So go for it, team.
You go first.
Me first?
Yeah.
So Lindsay, to your question, I have been experiencing paranormal since I was roughly 7 years old. I am trying to lean more towards my sensitive side and open myself up more to that. I've seen my share of spirits. I've seen and heard my share of paranormal experiences. It's, as Rodney touched earlier, it's not something that I can turn on and off. It just happens when it happens. I do feel like the more that we dive into this, and the more we try to reach out and connect with spirits, entities, whatever there is out there, the more I'm starting to open myself up. And with this last investigation at Jamestown, it really proved to me that apparently I'm more sensitive than I realize. I'm just trying to learn how to tap into it and control it. Hopefully, one day, me and Rodney both might get to sit down and once we meet our wonderful Beverly that you've talked to, and get a little bit more insight. You know what I mean? Because I personally, you know, talking amongst me and him, you know, about our, you know, how we feel when we get these things that pop in our head, you know. And to me, that's sometimes what it is. It's like I don't even know that it's happening sometimes. It's like I'll be standing at work by myself doing my job, and all of a sudden just some random thing pop in my head. And I'm like, where did that come from? You know, and Rodney tells me, you know, like you say sometimes it's almost like flipping through the pages, like your mind's flipping through the pages of a book, and it's hard to pinpoint what you're trying to get from it, you know. I think everybody has a different level.
Yeah, for me, when we went to that, an ex-client of mine's from the rehab that I worked at here in E-Town, it's weird because, like she said, I explained to her that it was, to me, it was like somebody was flipping real fast through going like this through like a book, and these pages are going so fast, and words, you know, you ever read comics, and it says boom, boom, and the letters are popped out big. It's like they were doing that through my head, and then it was just, for some reason, some of them words just stood out more than others, and that's the words that I chose to use. But yeah, it's crazy because it don't happen. Like I was telling Victor last night, I work at the Valero gas station in Vine Grove. I'd like to give a shout out to them peeps, by the way, because they give me these Sundays off so I can do this. Specifically my manager, Clark. But it's crazy because I was telling you, a customer came in one day, and right before that customer came in and was getting out of her car, someone told me to grab these 2 packs of cigarettes. And I grabbed the 2 packs of cigarettes off the shelf, and I was like, what am I going to do with these? And all of a sudden, a customer comes and says, hey, I need 2 packs of so-and-so. I'm like, wow, I already got them in my hand. So it's really weird. It's really weird. You know, another customer came in, and, you know, it's different feelings for me. For me, too, a big thing is a feeling, a connection with somebody. So, and I feel like this person opened themselves up to me, and boom, my hair started standing up. I started getting the chills and stuff. And then I was like, kind of like this. I was like, she said, do you really do that? And I said, I can tell you something about yourself. She's like, what's that? I said, you just moved out of town and you're looking for a new job, but you're kind of nervous. And she's like, really? Then I had another customer the other day. I just came out of nowhere and started talking to her about what we do. And she's like, how did you know to speak about this to me? Like she already had it going through her head, and for some reason it told me to say something to her. I don't know. I said, I don't know, it just happens.
I think for me, now I don't claim to be anything spiritual. I've experienced creepy crap, stuff that I can't even explain. I've experienced seeing stuff. I've had visions. I've been held down. I've seen it all. Like I've had experiences like that. Doing this job with paranormal stuff, like doing investigations, what I've noticed personally, to go to Lindsay's point I kind of like you get that feeling like it's weird. It's like now I could kind of like go, whoa, hold on, no, this doesn't feel
It's
right.
like a different energy.
Yeah, and it clicks, and it's just like it's weird to explain because you're like, hold on, what is that?
Well, you know, and with that, like for years, I've almost had like these deja vu moments, okay? And it's crazy because, like, I've always, like, okay, so yeah, you know, everybody watches it, everybody knows what Final Destination is, okay? So, I don't have, like, those type of moments, but I have these just mere deja vu moments, or I'll have a dream about something, and it's like, it may not be days later, but it's like, it could be months later. And it's something like legitimately that happened to me in my dream will happen to me in real life. Or, you know, and then I start questioning myself and I'm like, what is really going on here? You know, why am I experiencing this stuff, you know? And it wasn't until we started really diving into this, you know, that and me trying to open up and become more sensitive, that I've started thinking about that stuff. And I'm like, are these really just coincidences, or are they really, is my mind really telling me things that are about to happen?
Yeah.
You know, like you get vibes from people, okay? And I hate, sometimes it drives me crazy because I'll initially meet someone, you know, and I just instantly, it's like I pick up on their aura. I pick up on, you know, the type of person they are. And, you know, I wish that I would have followed that more in my past life. I probably would have been a lot better off than the people I was around, you know, if I had listened to my intuition.
Those instincts.
Right. And
what would you have been today?
Right, but then again, you know,
you may not be the same person.
Right.
You may not be in the same place.
Right, and you know, and I was reading Lindsay's comment.
Yeah.
She said, have you ever tried energy work? She said, there's an excellent book about psychic vampirism you should totally check out. Megan, that is so something that me and you need to
I agree. I was just thinking the exact same thing. We could add that onto our course list of everything that we're going to be learning and opening up to here.
Psychic vampirism?
Oh, I say you two have at it. Read those
What
books.
kind of Kentucky backwoods stuff is that?
That's mine and Megan's forte there.
Well, you guys are doing them classes too, that you guys haven't really had a chance to start yet because our schedules are so busy.
So busy.
Yeah,
Well,
so.
somebody named Angela over here tried to think
Work
it
two
was
jobs.
okay to work 2 full-time jobs and get no sleep.
And be a case manager.
Yeah, technically 3 jobs. I don't know what planet I was
From?
from or orbiting at that moment in time, but
You tried.
yeah, I tried.
Oh, yeah. I agree with Misty. Which investigation leaves you with no help?
Stan's question? Yes.
Jamestown. Yeah. You know, earlier today, it's really weird because, like, I'm starting to speak more, but, like, I don't know, man, you know, just some investigations that we've been through, you know, we've had experiences at every one, but, honestly, I think physically and mentally. The one that messed with me the most was Crab Orchard. That one mentally and physically messed me up more. It drained me and it is weird. Like I said, I went to work the next day and I was so angry. I was so mad. I was so on edge. I didn't want to be bothered. I was just so angry. And, it was just really crazy. But then going to Jamestown, I just went in there, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But my belief in my higher power is pretty darn strong. So, if any of these things were attached to me, they would have a heck of a time trying to attach me because my belief is so strong. And I think that's what upsets the things that I believe are not on that side of what I believe in. And, but they tend to get really upset. And I do it on purpose, to try to pull them out to see, hey, is this something evil here, or is it something good that's just trapped here?
Well, yeah, you start talking about God, and then all of a sudden this thing goes, "Raw!
Get out of here! Who sent you? Yeah. So I do that for a
wanted to
reason.
kill me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You gotta take one for the team member now.
Well, Victor.
So for me, I've always I always knew there's something more to life. I've always believed that there's life after death. But as far as which investigation, for me, I think little tidbits, like the highlights out of each one, kind of help key things in.
Solidify it.
Yeah, to solidify it. Every single investigation, we kind of see something new. I think for me, the one that's very special right now is the Jamestown one, because I think the backstory and the name, and then for me, I'm reading up on the history. My sister's reading up on the history of this place.
The town
itself has what, and a shout out to my sister. You guys haven't seen her, but she does a lot of behind the scenes background digging for us, and so she's just been she started in 1970, and she's just working her way up through different newspapers and archives of this area, and it's my God, there's so much stuff going on, from missing people to questionable dealings and drugs. Attempted murders, drugs, and not saying, but the town is beautiful.
It is. There's a lot of newspapers pointing to corruption.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't ever visit, but but I mean, for me, it felt like in this particular investigation, I've never felt more connected with these spirits. Again, I'm always on that borderline. I'm never going to call something a ghost or a haunted unless I have enough evidence to say, hey, this is what's up.
Without shadow of doubt.
Yeah, but this place here, I mean, I'm looking at a picture of a person who potentially never got to see her children again, and there's people that are missing. And I'm getting a name talking to me through a box and saying, hey, here I am, I need help.
One of those names of the people that are
missing up the road. And I'm okay, this now it hits somewhere. It's okay, not only am I trying to help our wonderful client Patricia, I'm so thankful that we were able to find what we found, because it helped her understand that there's what she's experiencing is real. But it kind of dragged me into deeper. Now I'm my God, is there a murder mystery? Is there something more going on here that we've just scratched the surface? And now I want to do everything humanly in my power to go above and beyond
to find out
the mystery. And so not to go further on, but I mean when we all agreed there's so much more here. And we're no, we need to get down to the bottom of it. And so now we're networking.
Which is one reason why we will be going back on the 22nd.
We are going, yeah, and we're coming back with reinforcements.
And spending the night.
Yes, that's one of the things in the vault room.
In the vault room.
The bad room.
Yeah,
Yes.
because the client has dreams, like whatever's there tries to communicate through dreams. And so for me personally, I'm like, no, we need to fully debunk this. We need to fully experience this to understand what Patricia's gone through. And so if we sleep there and we put ourselves, I guess I've done, like, this one made me do a lot more research than any of the other investigations. Because it's been like, we've learned a lot, we've done a lot, we've studied a lot. But this one made me go, okay, how can we connect and put ourselves more vulnerable? Well, when we're asleep, we're at our most vulnerable during a certain point during the REM cycle.
I think it was right before the room cycle.
Yeah, right before the REM cycle. And then I've been studying with this, like, to prepare for it, lucid dreaming and stuff like that. So I've been, like, really, like, trying to, like, psychologically prepare myself so I can help connect with whatever's there. And these are the folks that do the connecting. And so to make me go that step further means something. And then to see Megan, like, you didn't get to see our camera person. She's not ready to talk about that, but
I haven't decided if I'm going to
Yeah.
discuss that yet or not.
it hit home.
Angela, did you want to answer the question? So what was the one investigation that removed all doubt to the life after death exists?
I mean, I honestly, prior to ever even joining this team,
Honestly, I was gonna say the same thing.
I knew that there was life after this. I personally, aside from the paranormal aspect of things, I actually believe in reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
And as crazy as it sounds, I feel like animals are reincarnated people. And it's, you know, that's just something I've believed since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I know that there are, you know, there is definitely life after death. I don't know what spiritual plane.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there are many. You know, in the, you know, growing up, I was, you know, my family was very religious. We were Southern Baptist, and you have heaven, you have hell, and you have, they talk about purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is like people who are stuck.
Yeah.
We'll find out where they go next.
Yes, or they're stuck for some unbeknownst reason, you know, as if they were murdered and they don't know, or if they died and they don't know, and they're just kind of stuck here. But that's where, you know, I have believed in life after death, you know, since I was young. But as far as personal experiences, the Jamestown investigation really opened my eyes as far as personal experiences, because to this day I have never, ever in my life experienced anything like I did that night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what came over me. I mean, I do, but I don't want to, all I can say with, you know, in that aspect to anyone in the paranormal field is be careful. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you allow yourself to open up to. I did it unknowingly. I had no idea that I did it. I'm not the one that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, it's this one here.
Yeah.
He's the one that calls everything out.
He's the one that goes in the attic and crawls around and
And
makes promises.
Right, and I didn't even know what I had said. I didn't even know what I had done until I started reviewing the audio, and I'm like, oh wow, that's when I screwed up big time. Like, when do I ask things to just like, when do I start provoking stuff? You know, saying, oh, here I am, come touch me. Oh, it touched me all right.
It did.
And I can honestly say, you know, even moving above and beyond, you know, this investigation, you know, we're going to Randolph, and then, you know, there's other places, you know, locally and, you know, even out of state, and hopes and dream, like investigations that we want to achieve.
Yes.
You know, I can honestly say that this Jamestown investigation will be one that I will never, even as far up the ladder as we move, it will definitely be
Stick
one
with
that
you.
it will stick with me, and I will never forget.
Absolutely.
You know, all I can say is just, wow, just be careful, you know.
Yeah. No, it's just crazy because you don't know what's going to happen.
And Patricia, she said things happen when they're supposed to.
Yeah, it's not when you want it to happen. It's when they're supposed to happen when they want it to happen. You know,
Exactly.
they're the ones that control all this stuff. We don't.
No, and I salute you, Patricia, for kind of going on through this for 15 years and
For as long as she's
you
went
have,
through it,
and
yeah.
I'm thankful that you brought us into this so we can help you solve this mystery. And we believe you. Like I said, we go to these places and we listen to somebody's story, and then if we experience something, and that's the thing that I try to explain to people is like, sometimes like in this instance, and I explained this to Patricia when we first came through. You brought in strangers, right? Because it was such a big impact for us, and it was so unique. But you brought in like complete strangers to your home with all our gizmos and gear, and we had such a reaction to the stuff that was there. It's almost like, imagine if you're sitting at home and someone rolls right into your house and they're like, "What is your name? Talk to me." You're gonna get pissed. I mean, sorry, you're gonna get angry.
You're gonna get angry. You're gonna get.
Beep. We can't beep the live event, okay?
Me and Ronnie in the attic.
Sorry for the language. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Good editing, by the way.
Lindsay also made a comment that she's had the dream thing happen that you were talking about as well, so.
Oh, and to your point with deja vu, this one can tell you, like,
He gets
I
that
get
a lot, yes.
bad deja vu, and sometimes it's to the point to where I legit have to stop, take a few deep breaths, and just kind of just like soak it in, because it hits so bad. And sometimes like it'll be so like spot on to where I start like calling stuff before it happens. I'm like, red car.
It's almost like, and do you do that? I was going to ask you because you had went to the restroom. But like with, okay, it reminds me of almost like a Final Destination.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see things before they happen, not crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Not like some crazy death stuff, but just you
Don't
can.
get on the train, Angela.
Don't go to Jamestown house.
And do you ever have deja vu moments, or you dream about something, and in your dreams, whatever happens, and then it may not be a day later or 2 days later, it could be months later. What happened in your dream happens to you in real life.
Honestly, I don't really remember any dreams, like, for the longest time. Like, I very rarely, when I was a kid and getting older, you know, I had a lot of dreams. But, like, within the last few years or so, I really haven't had, I don't really remember any dreams. I haven't had a deja vu moment in years. So I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I was wired wrong. I haven't had any kind of deja vu moments in a long time.
Mom said that she's had dreams that have actually come true, as well, just the same, you know.
Mine has, and I'm not the president, so.
Right?
You know, and to that, you know, I have, I can't remember who I had spoken with. Somebody's asking me about connecting with loved ones in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently, like 2 or 3 nights ago, I had a dream that I was in contact with my father, okay, who passed away a little over 3 years ago now. And I was having a full-blown conversation with him, you know, modern day everything conversation with him. Mm-hmm. And so I know that's possible. Mm-hmm. You know, I know that spirit, you know, your loved ones or spirits in general can contact you in your dreams. And I have that, not constantly, I have it not, you know, it's just every so often. You know, and for me it's loved ones, deceased loved ones, that it's like they come to me in my dreams to check on me, you know.
So Lindsay sent us the link to get that book.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, Lindsay. Do we have any more?
Mom said that she doesn't think that she's going to sleep when we go back to Jamestown and sleep in the vault room. I agree. I am pretty sure I'm going to be staying up the whole night. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep, especially after my experience last time.
We're going to be doing the raffle here shortly.
Yes.
And actually all this segues into, because we're talking about future events, so the rest of the year is going to be pretty busy for the TEPS team. We recently got back from visiting another client, and we're finishing that up, and we're going to...
that episode should be released in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're going to be meeting back with you, Dwayne. You're online.
He hasn't commented yet, so I don't know if he's joined us or...
Yeah, but...
I don't think he's probably not on because he would have commented.
He usually does when he jumps on. He usually comments and says hi.
But we're almost finished going over your footage, and then we'll show you what we got, and we'll put that together. We got so we're in November, right? So we're going back to Jamestown, and we're bringing some reinforcements. We've networked with a bunch of people. I don't want to give all the full details out, but
we'll give all those details after.
But we're coming fully loaded this time
with everything that we can. Any resource that we can get access to, we are bringing.
From paranormal to other. So yeah, we've. It's interesting that our video has made a lot of headway with groups that are outside the paranormal world. I'll leave it at that.
Yes. I know that I'm going back. I have already started a collection of protection crystals of multiple kinds. I will be going back to Akashic Awareness my next available day that I can afford to. Mm-hmm. You're going with me because you need to be.
I would love for us to actually be able to go there as a team. We do not have to go there with all of us due to their open hours and our working hours.
But
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Being responsible adults.
Yeah, responsible adults.
Right.
But yeah, so we are going back to. So there's going to be a return to that. So that's November, and so we're putting a lot of extra effort into that. So that's pretty much a big thing now. If anything comes up or some family needs help or something happens between now and then, of course.
Families always come.
If there's somebody with a kid that's scared, we got you.
Anybody that actually needs help or assistance, they always get pushed to the top, especially if they have children. anybody that's having any
Paranormal
scares,
kids,
if they're terrified,
nightmares, stuff like that.
that's what we started this for, is to help people. So that automatically gets pushed to the top of the list no matter what we've got going on.
And then December.
I think Patricia made a couple of comments.
Okay, let's get those comments.
Let me refresh so they all show
Refresh.
up.
All right, so, oh God, we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I was like, a lot of things come in.
Let's scroll up.
So we got...
You're probably going to have to use your, oh, there we go. So, one of my oldest and best friends has a history of precognitive dreams, which frightened her because they do come true. She's actually the friend who was here who took the photo in the room under the garage with the orbs that we forwarded you. Yes, and that photo was pretty cool. That hyped us up on going. No, definitely. I have a theory that energy comes from entities can mix with energies and spark in your brain, making dreams seem very real. We share the same type of energies. That's a brilliant theory. And
Yes.
Clearly everybody that's in here can vouch for that. That makes sense.
I have some of the most vivid
Dreams.
I have extremely vivid dreams. I always have had extremely vivid dreams. Victor never... He never believes me when I tell him my dreams.
Some of her stuff is just really far-fetched. I'm like...
They are so vivid. It's like watching a movie. Victor's always like, oh, there's no way you dreamt all that. I did.
If the people who are watching, if you all get like adventurous, I promise you, go on YouTube, Google like lucid dreaming or like some this crazy stuff.
That's what you need to try.
Yes.
Videos you sent me.
I sent her a link. There was this one time I had this link where it was like they put you in like a hypnotic state before bed, and it was like the creepiest experience ever because I was just me goofing off and just messing around with it, not taking it seriously. I was like, oh, I want to be immortal. Think of a question that you can ask your higher powers. And then so I'm sitting there like floating in space, and then like there's this creepy ass voice, and it was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to be immortal. It was like, you need God. And then I hear a ding and I'm awake, and like it's like cold sweat, and I'm like, oh God, I'm not doing this again. But yeah, hypnosis and lucid dreaming, that stuff's off the hook.
I'm
So.
gonna do some lucid dreaming and try to ask about how did I become a vampire.
Yeah. But when we go to Jamestown, I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try that audio, and I'm going to focus really hard on the spirits that are there. Patricia, so she actually tried to get through the chemist. Okay, that's awesome. True. Okay. Who's up saying Bloody Mary 3 times in front of the mirror tonight, Rodney?
I need that crap coming through my mirrors.
Yeah.
How about this one? Candyman.
Didn't that you get stung by bees? Patricia, I am so grateful and I'm blessed to have you all in my life. I'm so appreciate for your efforts to help me. Thank you, Patricia.
We love you, Patricia.
Yes.
Very, very much.
You,
Absolutely
I will
amazing
honestly go on camera right now and stating everything that you've experienced, the story that you told us. We vouch it, like what you're experiencing as far as the paranormal goes. I think we could collaborate as a group and say you brought us in and you showed us something interesting.
And with that, Patricia, all I can say, you know, after meeting you and seeing, you know, how into crystals and stuff that you are, I feel like you have made yourself like a little protection bubble.
Right in that room, yes.
Right in your little room where your computer is. Stay there.
Yes, please.
Do not go any other in your home.
And as far as that goes as well, just with our clients in general, I think with every client that we have had amazing people.
Yes.
And they're like parts of our family now. Once we go and we investigate and we meet them and we make a bond, we make a connection with them as well. And they've all been amazing, amazing people.
Dwayne incognito family that we won't mention because of secrecy. But we love
Donna.
you guys. Donna.
But we love you all. You've all been amazing, and you all hold a special place.
And
for us
I
all.
salute you all. I hope to God that like people watch our shows and see how brave you all are to come up and talk about it, because I think that's where this field is missing a lot of people, is because people don't talk about this stuff.
Right.
They're so scared.
They're scared. They're worried about being
Judgment.
ridiculed, judgment, and it's so weird because we're inside of an environment where people should be allowed to speak their mind, right? But the second you bring up something that the vast majority of people say is fake and doesn't exist, but no, it takes a lot of bravery to bring up what you all bring up.
Where's your mom?
Let's see.
Mom was. It's a little bit of a delay, so Mom was laughing at our response to the Bloody Mary.
I figured it.
Okay.
I do know one thing. After investigating the Jamestown house originally, and now, when we go back, we're all going to be a little more prepared.
Mhm.
I think me especially, me, Megan, and Misty.
Yes.
We're going to be a little more prepared, but at the same time,
You still want to go in without that thoughts. You want to go in as if it's a fresh investigation,
right.
without that.
The one thing that the Jamestown investigation definitely taught me, and especially with the more people that we talk to that have seen our video and that have seen the pictures of the house and have heard a little bit of the background about the masonry and everything. One of the places on our hopefully early next year list of investigations, we've talked about going to the Masonic Lodge.
Mhm.
Yes. Another one of those places where we gotta pay money to go to, though. That's why those are held off a little bit.
I definitely after hearing, after experiencing what I experienced at Jamestown, and knowing a little bit more about the Masons than I ever have. I'm thankful for these courses that we're getting ready to dive into, because I want more knowledge and I want to be 100% prepared for whatever we could walk into and face.
No more surprises, right?
Yeah, no more surprises. I'm not so much concerned about you guys on an investigation of that nature as I'm going to be for us females, because like you said, the Masons are very secretive. They do not like women in their area.
And we all felt that.
Yeah. No, and we're still researching it,
At
we're still doing
Jamestown.
it. But yeah, no, it's neat how it all put together, right? It was neat how everything all connects together.
Yeah.
And I guess to that point, so we've had people, like other people, like hit us up about the video, and it's funny because like they start like checking into it, and like I've had people hit us up and go, like giving advice, saying, no, you need to go back to that fireplace, and you need to start like you need to take time and start looking.
Don't give anything away.
I'm not.
We talked about the whole moon all spring.
Yeah, so
We
we're gonna,
really need to do more
We're gonna do more of that.
investigation and more research on the Loon Mall
But
and how that actually
to
works.
that point, though, to the other group that we're reaching out to for support is going to be able to assist on that.
Megan,
Okay.
scroll down
Oh, and-
so we can
Well,
see what.
we gotta read these ones first.
Patricia.
Patricia was talking to
Funny,
you.
Angela, I avoid going to the back room of the house even to do laundry. Yes. Stan, I read your comment. Remember, your lives come together and you are trying to find out that life continues together after this one. Your team becomes your family forever. You're absolutely right.
Most definitely.
And thank you for your support.
And then Mom gave me my words. I was trying to find preconceived notions. That's what I was trying to get out.
Right.
Stan says, just hope when the Candyman shows up that you're the fastest runner in the room. I am actually, I may not look at it because of this particular camera angle, but I am very fit and I'm very fast. And I'm very strong too. I'm scary strong. Like, it is awkward what I can do. But yeah, no, I think, so as far as like November and December go, we got those 2 events. And then you guys may have saw that we posted some pictures of Kelsey Cemetery. Casey Cemetery.
Casey Hill.
Yeah. I thought I wasn't allowed to use the H word.
When you're talking about the place, you can say it, Victor. When you're using it as a curse word, you cannot.
Oh, hell.
Really, Victor?
So, we are doing some research into getting. We already got the approval from state and county. We're still pending we dropped off a business card. We're still waiting for the okay to have an official, like, we're going to stay there and we're going to bring up all our gear.
But it is a public location.
But we want to.
We did reach out to the state police, right? Right.
Yeah,
You guys spoke with.
Yeah, I talked to the state police, and they said, as far as they know, Casey Cemetery is not a private property. It's not private property, not private land right there. So anybody's free to go back there. It's just that we got one guy that lives right there at the end of the road, and he's got trail cams and all kinds of stuff, and so we just want to make sure everybody's aware of who we are and what we're going to be doing. That way, we don't get confused for people that go back there and do bad stuff. So
it's a shame that some stuff's knocked over.
It is. The vandalism, if you're going to go to somewhere like that, be respectful. Be respectful of the property. Be respectful of the gravestones. Be respectful of everything, Don't vandalize it. Don't break headstones. Don't take anything from the location. Just be respectful of that location.
But yeah, so we have that on the back burner.
We don't have a date for that yet.
We also are researching some other places. There's an old church. The mailman, I think, told us about.
Yes,
Bethlehem Academy.
We also have Bethlehem Academy in town.
There's one that the mailman told us is in Cave City.
Cave City, and
the church.
Yeah, the church.
Close to the Mammoth Cave.
Mammoth Cave.
Oh yeah.
I've been down there to Mammoth Cave and all that stuff. I did the whole Jesse James cave tour one time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, we got that going on, and then come January, we'll start season 2 of Paranormal Investigations.
Yeah.
We also have another home, potentially, that we got to reach out to them and get permissions to go and see if the whole team is going or how they want to play.
Oh, yes! It took me a second to think. I was like,
I'm lost.
This is a side one, so
Yeah.
it's Indiana. You're good, we're good. I got you.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So more to get on that one. You know who you are. Yeah, there's an older home in Indiana that we're gonna hopefully get to check into, and then I'm trying to think of any other stuff that's on the horizon. I know we've had people bite and try to get information from us that we haven't got a solid hey, we want you down, but we're on the.
But the second they do, we will definitely be planning something.
I think so that's pretty much into the next year. I think we could segue here in a minute to the drawing.
Yeah, that's
Some people make jokes about the paranormal. Most of the people know it's real. I can't help but laugh at some of the things they say, but truthfully, I know it's true. I've investigated several situations myself over the years, and most have an explanation, then there are those that will scare the lights out of you. True that. There's an old church. It's in Horse Cave, y'all. Thank you.
We weren't sure exactly the location. Our mailman actually gave us that tip.
Oh, good move, Stan.
Yeah.
Carry a trash bag and clean up. We legit, like, we drove all the way down there, and we were like, we're just gonna pop in and walk around real quick just to take a couple pictures and leave. But yeah, take a trash bag, cemeteries, clean up. Oh, you got a Class A EVP of a woman saying thank you. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
Stan, you got such an epic like if you all knew, like, he has like such a lengthy experience with the paranormal. It's amazing.
We got more comments coming in. I have to keep refreshing because they don't automatically load on here for some reason.
Bring them on. So there's a church on Mammoth Cave Park's grounds. A lot of people have investigated.
Yes, that's the one that we were talking about that our mailman told us about.
Stan's heard of a church in, is that Sandra?
I've heard of that church, Sandra, is what he said.
Okay.
He was responding to Sandra's
Okay.
comment. That is the one that we are hoping to do sometime next year. We are still looking into that and locations. None of anything next year is set in stone yet. We just have a lot of locations that we're hoping to do.
There's also, I forget, there's some place in Ohio too that I wanted to kind of poke around at.
I got a tip also for somewhere in Tennessee. But that's probably going to be another one of those locations that are paid, so that's going to be...
We don't mind driving, so...
Exactly.
The Hummer gets good gas mileage.
No, it does not. It does not get good gas mileage.
And it's GMC. If you happen to come across this video, we would gladly accept a donation for that new all-electric Hummer. You can make it out to TEPS, and if you could spray paint the logos on the side, that would be killer. Also, our colors are green and purple. Hey, if they want to hook us up with a new Hummer, we'll advertise.
We would definitely not say no. I mean, come on. But yeah, we're definitely open to traveling pretty much anywhere, especially if it's to help out a family, to help out anybody. We do not have a limit of where we will go. If we have to spend the night somewhere, we will spend the night.
Yeah, and we as a group, and I guess there's a lot of different groups out there. We do stuff very professional. Yes. And all our past clients will probably attest to this. We have a whole legal team that kind of keeps things like contained, and what we do is everything by the book. We do we have a form that you're allowing us on the property.
Allowing us to film.
Allow us to film. If you're going to be in it, we own your sound. Like, you're letting us utilize you.
Forms that all of our investigators have signed.
COVID-19 release forms to relieve you and us away from any legal ramifications. Everything that we've signed protects both of us. So if we're on property and we break something, we are responsible. We'll fix it. If there's something that happens with one of our, like, let's say we were in the attic, and then as we were going down, the ghost grabbed Rodney and dragged him up there and started beating him.
Did you hear me?
No.
Right? We were talking about, like, you signed a form, so if a ghost ever dragged you around, like if it grabbed you in the attic and then pulled you up and started beating on you.
I'm kicking this, you know.
You wouldn't be able to, like, sue the client because you know the risk. So we all understand the risk, and that's what we do. So
we try to do everything as legally as possible and protect everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things with going to these churches and things like that. We look into it. We make sure it is public. Make sure that there isn't anything that's privately owned. We will not be trespassing on anything.
We don't want to do anything illegal, and we don't want to get anybody into trouble. And exactly. I guess to that point, we try to do everything solid by the books, and that's the other thing too. We don't charge for this. We
And
don't
we never
guarantee.
will.
We don't guarantee that we will always get something.
Right.
There's never a guarantee. And Bigfoot, yes, we will be on the lookout.
Well, that and the Mothman in
Yeah.
parts of West Virginia,
Mothman prophecies.
the TNT area.
Cool. But all right.
Did you want to go ahead and do the drawing now?
Yes.
Or
Let's
did you
get
wanna-
this show on the road. Angela,
All right.
can you hold this? So there
We
is
want
a
to do
glass
this
plate.
as
100% legit as possible.
so that there's no question about whoever wins, whatever. 100%.
So let's see what it looks like when the camera catches up. Because I want to make sure that they can see that there's no... So, all the
Camera's
tickets.
catching up, it's trying.
I'm not going to do nothing until that thing catches up so we can see where it's
Alright,
angled.
see it over here?
It's not gonna ever be at the exact but
Yeah.
you can see the
Okay,
jar
that's
right
good.
there. You can see your hands.
Awesome. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each ticket. I'm not going to show the name on the ticket because y'all don't want the phone numbers and stuff, but I'm going to show you the ticket number.
You can't see the tickets when you showed up the box. I think you'll be able to see the ticket number though. If we have to turn the light on, we'll turn the light
Can
on.
you see it?
I don't know, it hasn't caught up yet.
Oh, God.
You can move your hand, you don't have to hold it there.
Okay.
It'll catch up here in a minute. And then just wait until.
I knew this was going to take a while.
You
Oh,
can't-
yeah, that's clear.
You can't see the numbers. Nope.
All
Alright,
hold
turn
on.
the light on.
Turn the light on.
So,
Okay.
Okay. So, ticket. We're going to put them all in here, so we're just showing you that we're putting all the tickets in
don't
here.
read the numbers, that'll be confusing.
Can you see the numbers?
Just wait, it hasn't caught up yet.
You can tell this is our first raffle.
Yes.
Right? we just want to be completely transparent for what we're doing. We don't want any questions about legitimacy or anything like that. So we can try and get it out.
You'll definitely know who gets their hand on the cookie jar.
Yeah.
It's still.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just read them. Okay, so no, trust me, they're gonna understand. So ticket 376017, dropping it. Ticket 376018, dropping it. Ticket 376012, dropping it. Ticket 376013, dropping it. Ticket 376019, dropping it. Ticket 376020, dropping it. Ticket 376015, dropping it. Ticket 376022, dropping it. Ticket 376021, dropping it. Ticket 376016, dropping it. Final ticket 376014, dropping it. Tornado spin.
So who's gonna be the lucky winner?
Are you wore out?
Yes. All right, grab one
Show your
ticket.
hand. Nothing in your
Nothing.
Turn your
hand.
head away.
In my
Look at
hand.
Rodney and smile.
Yes.
Now draw.
Look. All right.
And then
And don't take it all the way out. Just got one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Ticket number 376013.
Who's the winner?
Melissa Windsor.
All right, so congratulations, Melissa. You are our raffle winner. You and one guest get to go with us on our investigation to Randolph County Asylum on December 6th.
You and the guest must be 18 or older. Participation varies.
And you must be this old to get on this ride.
We will be reaching out to you with the information that we have to give you more information about time and everything like that. So definitely be looking forward to your email, your phone, whatever contact information you provided us with.
Represent. All right. So
I'm going to turn the lights back out and get back to,
now let's get back to the creepy
because we
news.
got more comments coming in,
Yeah,
so.
they're probably like, what raffle? The one that Facebook.
Yay,
put on
she
everybody's
commented,
page.
she said, yay, so excited.
So, what we're planning on doing, this was very successful. So let's talk about why we did this. So we get as many people needing help with investigations. We get just as many people that are, I want to join your group and investigate.
Yes.
So here's the kicker. So we are super uber thankful that people want to join our group and that they want to go through. Right now, due to certain legalities, is where we're facing certain issues with bringing on full-time members, going into clients' houses. So
Most of our investigations are clients.
most of our investigations are clients' homes. So working with our legal department, we were able to come up with a partial solution. And that solution is places like Randolph, or places like, I don't know, what's some big places?
Waverly.
Waverly. Where's that one bar
Bobby
thing?
Mackey.
Yeah.
Bobby, Mackey,
So stuff like that, we're gonna hold raffles, and so we're gonna plan out our 2021 year, and we're gonna do raffles for people to be able to buy tickets and sign their life away, and and basically
You will have to sign a lot of legal
there's going to be a
documents
lot
to
of
go with
forms
us.
to go with us, because there's a lot of because we film, we document everything, so you will be on camera. But to go back to the people wanting to join, so this gives you all an opportunity to work with us and understand how we do stuff, how we roll, and then it's a place that's not a client, because we wouldn't want nothing to, because our name is very important to us, and
Our reputation.
and we're not saying that like something would happen, but if something were to happen and we don't know
The legalities of it, of bringing somebody that we don't personally know into a client's personal home, it's just...
It's a very extreme chance. So so the legal team weighs in on the what if scenario, right? And the what if scenario is where we don't want to be sued.
Exactly.
So to give you an idea, I've known Rodney for like 15 years. I've known Angela for through him, and they vouch for each other. I'm me, Megan, Megan's mother, Megan's stepdad. So
Those are the only people that we've brought with us.
That we brought to client houses.
Close friends and family. Anybody that we personally know and can personally
like
vouch for.
And that's the part we're getting to. So eventually, we know at the state of where our group is heading, we're going to need help. We're going to need to get bigger and bigger, and that'll come in the future once we LLC ourselves and go from there. But this, it gives you all the opportunity, if you ever want to join us on an investigation, as a participant.
And for us to get to know you as well, to potentially add you to the team when we are looking to add more members.
Yes.
Exactly.
So whoever the winner is, you're going to meet the team, we're going to meet you, we're going to work with you.
It gives us time to kind of work, and there's a lot to it. I mean, for us, like, we're so in sync with each other right now, to where everything is just like, we know each other's strengths, weaknesses, we play off each other, and we know each other so well that it's almost magical.
And we know that we not only know each other, but we work well together. We mesh, we meld.
Except when it's a damn shadow on the wall.
Language. And that shadow was Angela's hair.
So,
You got some really curly hair.
yeah. So anyways, this is our chance for, so going forward, we're going to be doing some more bigger places, that, of course, that cost us money. Everything that you see comes out of our pockets. And
Straight out of our pockets. We do not make any
Not
money
straight out
on
of
this as of
Compton,
right
straight out
now.
of their pockets.
So,
Which is one reason why we wanted to do a raffle too, to also bring in a little bit of money to
help kind of,
pay for these investigations, at least a little bit, and all the equipment that we buy, everything that we have is out of our pockets.
Yes.
The four of us have invested a lot of money, and that's not including gas, 2 investigations, food.
Lots of food.
Yes.
the mental strain on Rodney when the spirits touch him.
Angela.
How can I file felony charges against a spirit for
Right.
touching me?
How do you signed your rights away?
Right.
The spirit owns you. Everybody that is currently working for TEPS is working underneath a volunteer clause per legal.
Yes. None of our investigators get paid anything at all,
No.
or will get paid anything at all. At least not in the near future
Now,
anytime.
Unless Travel Channel, A&E, Fox, Wave 3, or any of these other stations want a paranormal TV
Wait,
channel.
3 is the news.
Dang, you never know. Hey, going live in 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome to Wave 3. Wave 3 Paranormal.
If any TV station that wants to give us a big, contract, put us on TV,
Hey, even just give us a shout out on national TV.
exactly, give us some publicity, get our name out there.
Oh, yeah.
Just toss us some money for these investigations.
If there happens to be a multi-millionaire watching and you want
Donald
your name
Trump.
in the credits, let us know. So
President Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we could do is we can use the sponsorship. But anyways, with that said, I think
Victor's always trying to get those millionaires to.
yeah, right.
I mean, I'm
Okay, yeah, buddy, just
We could just start naming a whole bunch of random stars.
Bill Gates.
take it to the top, and I've got a
George Soros?
Donald Trump. Like,
Oh my,
that's
well, how
all.
about you don't even have to be a billionaire. If you want to kick me $5, your name's in the credit.
$5 in a ham sandwich.
Yeah. But no, we're super thankful. If you
We
run
got comments galore coming in, you guys. So if you guys want to read these, so I can start fresh.
I can't remember the name of the cemetery, but it's
Ewing Hollow Road.
in E-Town. It's a real size place. Small in size, but I'm down. Been to Mammoth Cave a lot of times. I have to keep an eye out for the big guy or lady. It could be a female, I guess. True that.
They're talking about Bigfoot.
Yeah. I've heard that the cave systems have an energy and they connect everything. How does one join your group?
We already covered
that. I heard of several sightings there. Yeah, actually, it's funny that you say that too. Side note, before we started, a group of people hit us up asking about our stuff, and they're Bigfoot enthusiasts. And they were telling us, like, yeah, we're on the hunt for Bigfoot. They're asking, like, about, like, what equipment we use to videotape.
Kentucky has had several sightings also.
I have to refresh because I got a whole bunch more coming in.
Probably
So.
That is
within
awesome.
40 miles from each other.
We're down. Yay, so excited.
That was Melissa.
Okay.
She was excited. She won.
Represent.
All right.
Oh, dang, you're not joking.
I was not joking. Give me a minute. Let me scroll up so we can get to the.
I love this team. Fans, keep it up. Let's keep
Yes,
this
definitely.
going. This
We
is good
love the
conversation.
interaction.
Congratulations. Thanks. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide.
We are very excited to meet you, Melissa.
Dang. Let's see. There are a lot more odd things going on in the last few years than most people know about. I'm glad you told me about these. It's the first I've heard about the Bigfoot sightings. Thanks. I'd like to check some of that out. Yes, and actually it goes into play too. Our group has had a lot of luck capturing paranormal stuff on camera.
Yeah.
And so we were actually at a point to where we were getting kind of worried because we were like, are we doing something either really wrong or we just happen to be lucky and winning the lottery every time? And then we confirmed all our stuff was good. So,
Yeah.
I've been to Waverly for the entire night. It was awesome. Me and 9 other people had the entire place to ourselves. Amazing. I went when I worked for Geek Squad. They took us out. We did the half night. It was like our Halloween outing, and it's a very, very big place.
That's one of my
Go to dreams.
I can't wait.
Dream places
That
that
one,
we
Maggie.
will do one day.
We're on the right path, everybody. They call Bigfoot the Midnight Howler in the area. I guess he comes out at night. That makes sense. I'm wanting to go Bigfoot hunting so bad. Yes, it's definitely different. And I think a lot of people are into that, because it is. It goes back to the unknowns. And imagine if you catch him, you never know. Annie wanted to sign my life away, literally. I could imagine. Hey, either way, we're working. Myself and some of our friends spent some time at Waverly before it was open to the public. Ooh, sneaked in. I've had some friends sneak in. We helped with some of the cleanup on both inside and outside of the building. During the time we spent there, we heard and saw some of the
Some things.
most people would not believe. It was certainly a great time and certainly one to remember. Think of the publicity of a 40-year-old crime scene finally solved.
We have
Patricia,
thought about that, Patricia. Trust
We
me.
have thought about that like no tomorrow, and like I said, the stuff that we're bringing this next go around, we're combining. Like
We're hoping
We're
to
hoping
bring.
to
There's
bring,
some things
yeah.
that are not set in stone yet. That's one
but
reason why we can't talk about
everything is
it. Lining up.
lining
hopefully.
up, so hopefully we should be able to get some good answers. As long as they're only hunting with a camera, not a gun, right? Because if you kill Bigfoot, then the mystery's gone. Unless Bigfoot has a gun. And running shoes. Yeah, that makes sense. What's this about A&E?
I
Yeah,
think
Stan.
inside joke. I think a lot
that's
more
an
for our
inside joke
group.
for our group. So we wanted to like always want to make we joke amongst ourselves because like when you go to YouTube when we go to YouTube we end up showing we do our videos and you go through YouTube. And it's funny because a lot of like the next videos on the list is like A&E, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures. So it's like, and it's funny too because some places that are actual places that are doing stuff. It's so funny because we'll look at stuff and we're like, oh, we've been there. Or like there's like a recent like video which I can't name because of whatever.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That could be our future colleagues.
I'm just saying that is very clearly overacting.
But,
we have been there and it is not that insane.
But
and even
with
if it
that
was,
said-
you wouldn't act like that.
With that said, so no, it's an inside joke amongst ourselves. We always say like, Because imagine if
We always make jokes about being on
we able to
TV.
quit our jobs and just work like this.
Just do
It sounds
ghost
like
hunting
the
all the
dream.
time.
And so it would be, for us, we've done this much very super part-time and helped so many people.
And on very, very low budget.
And on very low budgets, imagine what we can do full-time, and imagine how many more people we can help. And my fear with doing something or ever getting signed into a contract agreement is where they would want to push us more towards these famous places and lose the, hey, let's help these people.
And
more
ours
like
will-
stuff, possibly.
Our main thing will always be helping people first.
Yes.
Hey, that's true, Stan. Even for us, we have
That's what we were just talking about. We have multiple papers that anybody signs before we go on investigations. You want to
we go in. So and our clients can attest to this. So
Yes.
So what we do is we roll up in this big old Hummer, and then 2 investigators
Before the
get
cameras
out.
even start rolling.
Exactly. The rest stay in the car or stay near the car, and then I pull out a briefcase, and me and one investigator meet the owner. We're masked up, and then we go, are you cool about all this COVID stuff? Yeah. All right, I got some
Because
documents for you
we
to
do
sign.
not wear masks while investigating.
Because it's hard. Like, to give you an example, we wore a mask up in the attic, and I was having trouble breathing, and I was out of breath, and I couldn't imagine doing a full investigation fully, like,
Plus, your brain's
N95
going to be able to
mask.
understand what
Yeah, can
it's
you-
saying.
and the ghost won't be able to understand us. The ghost will be like, all our EVPs will be like, what?
What was that? What?
But yeah, so
Please.
yeah, so for us, when we were working with legal, they told us that you need to have a document for your volunteers.
COVID release form.
You need to have a COVID release form, a property release form, and
Filming release.
and if anybody is going to be, like a client is going to be filmed, they have to sign their audio and video rights to the TEPS organization.
But
So-
you do not, the clients do not have to be on camera.
Exactly.
If you do not want to be on camera, if you do not want your name on camera, we completely respect your privacy to the best of our ability.
Yes.
You know, we can't help if somebody recognizes your home
Yeah.
on the footage, but we will not put your image
And
on
we
there
won't
if you
take
do not
any
want your
anything.
image on there.
If you want. And then on the flip side of that too, if you tell your story, we go get a chair, Rodney has a smoke, and we film him.
I'm a pretty good stunt double.
But yeah, the legalities, and it's a scary situation because for us, we never know what we're heading into, and we're coming in here open arms, wanting to help people, and if something happens, we don't want to get in trouble.
Right, and
And it's the world we live in, right?
right,
This
and
is
not
the world
only do
live in.
we paperwork protect ourselves, but we physically protect ourselves as well, going in.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we're safe and we're
You know,
like
and-
spiritually, mentally, physically, and
Right.
everything. It's a scary situation.
Oh,
But
we protect ourselves and our clients.
yeah, and we want to make sure that like the client knows that, because I mean you're
You're inviting
inviting a
strangers
stranger
into your
house,
home.
and I mean like, and I know I appearance I look like such a nice guy. but again though, it's to give you guys the protection you need, because you never know. I mean like you're already wanting to get help. Yeah, what about that?
Okay.
Oh yeah, so
and then
we got so some other announcements, right?
yeah, just give me a second.
You're good.
You're good.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
just give me like 2 seconds.
you're good,
I'm
dude.
gonna grab something to drink, and then I'll be right up.
Okay.
Because I had to tell something to everybody
I know.
on the screen, because I
Yeah.
actually have something I didn't tell anybody that I experienced within the last couple of days. I didn't tell anybody.
You're good.
You've been trying to soak into
These
this.
Victor could talk for hours.
I got you.
So
Alright,
you're gonna
we're
take
first
care
the
of
page
what
to
you
make
take
sure
care
there's
of.
nothing
Make
here.
some coffee.
But yeah, I think like aside from like the paranormal and everything like that, we try to do things as legit as possible. And that's the thing, like when dealing with like a paranormal society or group, I feel like there has to be a certain level of like professionalism.
Most definitely.
And it's a scary factor because we're not only representing ourselves, but we're representing a field that could be damaged easily if we mess up. Because it's not just, if we go to a home and we mess up something really bad, it messes up the next paranormal group that could have investigated. It could mess up the paranormal group in California that's doing research at Berkeley or whatever, right? It could mess up Stan. Stan's been in paranormal for 20 plus years, and even though we're new to it, we're representing Stan. We're representing each other.
We're representing the paranormal community
as a whole,
and that's one reason why we are so
particular, so safe,
about what, not just like how we investigate or what, legalities or whatever, but what we present. Everything that we go through it multiple times. We have a lot of discussions about the legitimacies of things, whether it's audio, video, anything.
A lot of stuff doesn't make the cut because if we could like deny it,
if we can find a logical explanation for it, it does not get on there.
Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side of that thing, right? So nowadays it's trying to find ways to entice younger viewers into the paranormal because a lot of people are growing up going, oh, there's no such thing as ghosts, da 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 da, I don't believe it. And so now we're utilizing new tools like TikTok, Instagram, all these other things in order to be able to sell the fact that, hey, there's something going on out there, people. And that's what we do. We utilize all these new tools and things to be able to make things happen.
Right.
But I think for the most part, it's really just we need to be who we are. We need to represent like the paranormal industry, and we need to open up other people's minds. The episode of Paranormal Investigations, we make that to where it's entertaining for anybody. It's entertaining for people who are into paranormal. It's entertaining to people who are skeptics. It's entertaining to people who just want to watch a nice show.
Yep.
And so that's what we do this for. We do it for that. But for us, our main thing, we do it to bring light to an industry that is really looked down upon. Wow, we got a lot of stuff. You expect them to cover themselves, but not at your expense.
I have no idea what that.
Yeah, like
really.
Well, yeah. I mean, like really, we expect.
We try to
cover
cover
everybody
ourselves and
and
our
them.
clients.
I think she's talking about A&E.
Yeah, A&E. Yeah, you're 100% right on that. A&E is like, especially with like big companies.
Right.
Oh yeah, they will cover themselves. They don't care about like anything else but themselves.
Stan said, when I used to do the Paranormally Correct radio show, a 1 hour slot turned into a 2 hour slot because there's a lot to cover in the wide field of paranormal. Ain't that the truth, Stan?
Right?
There is so much stuff going on in the paranormal world. It is freaking unreal.
Yeah,
We and there's so many little different avenues. So that's why we're trying our best to utilize. We're also trying to utilize Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Anything that we can get the word out of these experiences and document the stories to bring this stuff to light.
And don't just like, the main thing is, we all have a lot of like personal experiences that we can't film, that we can't catch, we can't.
Exactly.
We can describe it, but we can't. There's no way we can prove that.
Yeah. Well, So I guess at this point, Rodney, you had like some crazy like visions and thoughts. He's had a lot going on these last like few months where he's been like really taking it in and utilizing the spirit.
If you want to kill anybody, kill Victor.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one I told about this because it's so crazy.
But all right, are you ready to share?
Yeah. So Angela, I love you. I love you. Would you marry me?
And he's being
Look.
he's it's so wonderful.
I'm not good at this type of stuff, but I figured tonight would be the right time, so I'm not gonna cry like a little girl. I'll let Angela do it for me. So, I had to get to you tonight.
He loves you.
Yeah, I do. I'm hard to put up with sometimes, and you put up with me the last 2+ years, so you earned it. Like, love you.
Call the spirits. More cowbell.
You guys come together.
I cut him off guard.
Now were you?
She was not. I can vouch for that 100%.
And you want to know what's so good? This is going to be live forever, and you'll get to replay it over and over and over again.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Congratulations, you guys.
You guys are the best.
Stan says congratulations.
Sorry for the surprise.
I think it was a good surprise. Oh, God.
With so much emotion. In case you all didn't hear, she said yes.
Well, I had talked to Victor about it yesterday. I explained to him that I've been through 2 marriages before. It did not work out, so it's very nerve-wracking for me to be able to marry somebody else. And so, I explained it to her before, so it's scary for me, the huge step I'm taking, not because of her, but because of what I went through in my past. And I don't want to hold her accountable for something she had nothing to do with. So,
he has so much care for you, and he had a lot going on in his mind these past probably several weeks.
yeah, so I didn't plan on it. It just popped in my head yesterday.
What's crazy is I was just talking to her yesterday that how much I would love if you would propose to her on the live even.
God, who's psychic?
I swear. I told her just yesterday, I said, I just really wish he would propose to you on our live event.
Is that real?
Yes, and 100%.
No, what you said, I picked up on somehow.
Right?
See?
That is just so amazing. Because I swear you can ask her. You can ask her. I was like, oh, I just wish he would so much.
So now, what you need to do is wish Robbie would win the freaking lottery.
And then I go buy a lot of tickets, and then I win $1 million, and then we can pay for a lot of ghost equipment.
Angela's so nice. She's so happy. Patricia says, wow, congratulations. So glad to have witnessed this. And then Tanya said, is this real? Congratulations.
And Dad, I believe guardians are most like family members, but it's just my opinion. He just got caught in the middle of that one.
Nice.
Yeah, in the middle of an explanation. You gotta remember, this has a little bit of a delay, so we were...
Right.
Oh my gosh.
You forgot to. There you go.
I'm getting them all. Yeah,
I never seen somebody so excited and for you to say, hey, will you marry me? I didn't do this my first 2 marriages, spur of the moment thing,
I believe in guardians are the most like family members, but it's just like, I love it. So,
And then Patricia hasn't loaded. She said a great ending to a great show.
awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely the perfect way to end this show, you guys.
So now
I love it. Don't apologize. It was amazing.
So the TEPS live wedding, no, will be held. Actually, there's gonna be. I guess there's that'll
We
be.
got another wedding because Mom and Dave are getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming up in May. So we'll of course be posting pictures from their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And so now once we start this planning and we set a date for this one, we'll be posting pictures from all of our TEPS love. Me and Victor's been married for almost 11 years, so too late for that.
Email.
Yeah!
For wedding. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. That or an ovulus or something like that. You know, if you guys out there in the community that love us.
You have real equipment lying around. We will clap.
Yeah. If you got an old phone or an old.
What is the Panasonic thing?
Oh yeah. Old Stan probably knows. They're like I've been Googling the heck out of stuff, but you're right. Like the old Panasonic recorders, like those things apparently are really good. But yeah, no, you all. This is your moment. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
I guess with that said, we covered everything on the agenda. We gave all our shout outs. Our contest winner, we will be reaching out to you to give you all the deets. And we want to say thank you all for supporting our group, for watching our shows, sharing this experience with us.
Please continue to share.
Continue to share, watch, subscribe. Whole 9 yards.
And we will be giving you updates on the weddings
Yes.
that are coming up for our TEPS members.
And if you all need anything, if you have any friends or family that need help in the paranormal, or you just want to hit up us.
Sorry, I got a little bit loud with all the
Yeah.
excitement. I think I was
Just let us
screaming.
know. Yeah. But
sorry, I'm so
I guess
excited.
with that said, any other last minute things? Are we good? I think we're good.
Thank
We're
you
good.
to
Thank you all,
everybody.
everybody. And we will go live again after our next show. So we hopefully won't be able to have to wait this long till the next live
It might
event.
be 2 episodes away because
Maybe
Randolph and Jamestown are kind of close together. So.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the Randolph is gonna, that's.
So we'll probably be having 2 episodes on our next live event, but hopefully it won't be as long away. It'll be in
we got Valley
January
Creek
sometime.
around the
So.
corner.
Oh yeah, so it'll be 3 episodes because we have Dwayne's that we're still having to go through. And we're still going through that footage.
The council will get together and deliberate. We will let you
We'll just
know.
say sometime in January we will have another live event with more updates from our team.
If you all need anything, let us know. We love talking to every one of you.
Yes.
And
You can always send us questions.
questions if you know people that need help. If you want Rodney to look into your future.
Yes. That was crazy because I'm glad I didn't say anything stupid because I didn't know we were still recording.
Good. Thank you all so much. You
Bye,
all have a
everybody.
wonderful day.
Thank you.
So when you have it small, it doesn't lag.
I know.
Then you go hit end.